let's do this. Since I've been going for 4 minutes, that's not true. Wait, where's my chat? I need this up. Alright, cool. Oh, yo, this chat is way too big. Alright, let's get it. Alright, we're gonna start out with this deck. It's probably bad, but I wanted to try it, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. It's basically just Death Wave, but we're replacing one of the cards with Arrow. What is normally in that spot? It's not Iceman, is it? Hold on, just want to see what's normally. Because I don't know if Hood's the best in here. I guess like some people are on Squirrel Girl. That's usually, yeah, that's the cut that I made. Okay. Yeah, you can't run Squirrel Girl on this, so sure. We'll do this. Okay, yeah. Alright, let's play this for a bit. Warm up with this deck. I haven't played normal Death Wave at all since like before I had She-Hulk, so I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. It shouldn't be too much different. Whether it should be Hood or Iceman is kind of an interesting question. I wanted to see how this list was with just Galactus to see like how consistent it is. And then if I feel like this is good to win us here in the last turn. I want to try it with Galactus, so at some point maybe it would make sense to, like if I feel like there's not enough ramp of just the wave, we might put like a Psylocke or something in here. Playing this in Rickety Bridge on the last turn is like the best, right? So we'll just stick a Carnage over here. Yeah, this is probably just a Bucky on the bridge on the last turn, right? And we just need to win one other location. Yeah, we can just win that one other location with the Gamma Lab Shang-Chi. If I was playing for keeps, I would snap. Because I'm kind of confused by their deck. I'm not going to snap here. Okay, they're using the Bucky early. Okay, but I'll have to play something in there to proc it twice, right? Or at least one time. Yeah. And that can just be this Yondu. And then we'll get a She-Hulk next turn for 3 mana. Other option is play the Deathlock as well here. And then skip next turn. Yeah, we'll do that actually. We just have to make sure there's nothing that they have that can be revived in there. When we don't, like on the last turn. Okay, I can full pass here, or we can arrow the bridge. Kind of like arrowing the bridge. We could lose to like Professor X. So we might actually arrow here. We could also just Sean the Warpath. But I'm gonna arrow the Gamma Lab. And then we'll Bucky there the last turn. And if they were to prof there, I guess it's kind of scary if, oh, it's kind of annoying, but it doesn't really matter. Kind of scary if they just prof X the bridge. Because then they win the bridge on another location. So we might like stick a Bucky on something else there. Oh, okay, since this triggered first before Strange, yeah, we should be fine then. We'll just stick these two. Yeah, and then this gets us over the top of Prof X, right? +4, 9 to 9, and we're doing tiebreakers. Armor, ooh, that's a little scary. Yeah, we do lose to that. Then. Yeah, I always forget the bot destroy decks run armor. Have to keep that in mind. Alright, what is this music then? Okay, looks fine. Okay, cool. If this deck just doesn't work, then that's fine. I'll live with it. It could be a version maybe that runs Chavez over She-Hulk. Maybe that would be better. Could just be this. We'll cap out on cards, so. They don't have Hella, so. Alright, so yeah, let's see. If I lose to Hellabot without the Hella, then this deck is probably not it. For sure. What else did they discard? Death? Okay. We'll just play out the Demon now for tempo. Oh, they're Agatha. Okay, that makes more sense, actually. We have option with Deathlock or Carnage. Carnage is bigger. And then we'll get 2 destroyed for the death so we can death an error on the last turn. Just have to make sure we're ahead. Truthfully could put us behind. Yeah, if we don't get Sean, it's kind of scary. Okay. 1 and 3 for Sean. And if we get Galactus, we can just Galactus Luke. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, we're not winning any tiebreakers without the Sean off the top. Which we did get, so this puts us to above them, right? So we can just play this here. We'll be up 15 to 10. And even if they Doctor Doom, they reveal first, so it wouldn't matter. We'd lose maybe to like an arrow, but I'm pretty sure their deck does not run arrow. Yeah, Swordmaster doesn't do it. Yet to draw the Galactus, I'm curious if it helps. I was trying to fit Null into here too, but I was just like, in a normal game, with Death Wave, your Null doesn't get very big anyways. It's more of a kind of like Hail Mary if you lose the early game to like armors and stuff, is what my idea was originally. So like if you just get like messed up with like armor or Cosmo, then you can Galactus the other lane, because usually you're only ahead on 2 lanes anyways with this deck. But yeah, that's why we're testing. Yeah, Hood has really high EV on unrevealed locations. I'd rather know if it's actually useful, so I'm gonna play it mid rather than right. Okay, looks like they're also playing a death deck. Yo, good evening, Jay. How's your Sunday going? There's an empty Carnage. Okay, I value... What do I value here? Just playing Killmonger probably, and then using the Yondu and Demon to buff here. Might Yondu mid, just as a way to try and win Rickety Bridge. Yo, nice Jay, 10 ranks. That's pretty good. glad I could help. They're snapping me here. This is really scary because this can win the Rickety Bridge pretty easily. And we don't have any way to ramp out the Galactus. Gotta think about what I'm doing next turn, right? So our best draw is probably Wave. Could just Yondu here. Do like this. This will be like 4 mana next turn. You open Doc Ock. Yo, Doc Ock is such a fun card. But I don't think it's very good. But that was one of my first opens. It's really good on some locations, for sure. Like on Lamentus it was really good, on Rickety Bridge. So to add some more death locations, you'll be in a good spot. Okay, on bright side we have a really cheap death. The downside is we don't really have anything else. Yeah, it's cool. I love the animation for it. Okay, what I'm thinking about here is, I mean, like, if I think I'm really gonna lose, I'll just Galactus the Rickety Bridge. But I could potentially win with just arrowing mid if I can get ahead in the other 2 lanes by enough. So maybe we just drop the death. Because they use their Bucky, so they don't have a way to win the bridge anymore. We could also pass and just She-Hulk arrow, but I think death is just bigger, right? To get ahead. And I'm gonna play this here just so maybe I can have a chance to steal priority. So I don't lose to something funky. Okay, yeah, so they're gonna play death there, and I think we got prio here. So we should be fine. Right, we're up 6, they're up 3. If we were really scared, we could just Galactus here, guarantee a tie. But I think just Arrow will win it, yeah? Unless I'm missing something. They used Bucky and Wolverine already. Yeah, I might pull some Doc Ock out later. I think someone was saying that there's a Thanos list going around with like Killmonger and Doc Ock in it. I have no idea if that's any good, so I might test that. Yo, what's up, Boosty? Good to see you. Yeah, we're just testing out some weird idea that I had today. It's just Death Wave with Galactus. As like a, not your main plan, but just as like a secondary. I don't even know win conditions. It's like get out of jail free card. That's how I'd look at it. I was like, you have wave if you ever need to cheat it out. If they block up your deaths and stuff, or if you just have really bad locations, it could be useful. You open Sauron. Yo, you know Sauron, according to the stats at Marvel, that second dinner is the highest win rate card in the game, at least in the top 50% of MMR. I think it was 50% they were looking at. So yeah, win rate's gonna go up. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, opening good cards is like a really good feeling. Yondu is the best discard, so I'm pretty happy there. We're just gonna play for Prio. Hopefully we win the match in. What did they discard? Ironheart, so they're probably negative. But yeah, Sauron and like the ongoing like Shuri list is very good. It seems pretty fun because the biggest thing for me is you gotta play a one cost Ebony Maw, which is just crazy, like for free. I think I'm 130 something right now. That's possible. It's possible the Shuri deck has a higher win rate, but I'm pretty sure they said the card itself, Sauron, had the highest win rate. But I could be wrong. I thought I saw it on like the highlights that someone gave. But like the reason it's such a high win rate is because it's in the Shuri deck, in one of the Shuri decks, right? All right, Super Scroll doesn't do anything. This could actually be an unironic morph here. We've seen one guy 300 plus today. Yeah, there's a few of us. I think on Snap.fan, which isn't everybody, but a decent amount of people, there's like what, like 7 people above 300 right now, something like crazy like that. But like it was funny. I was looking to see like how I'm compared to the people above me, and there's like one person like 360 that uses Snap.fan, but then the top 2 people are like 500 and 800, which is just insane. Oh wait, we copied the dino, so they got the dino with their super scroll. That's kind of funny. How many cards do they have to play to get this below? They have to play 2 cards. So Sean probably doesn't work, but we could still just try it. Forces them to play 2 cards, and then we can arrow maybe. Yeah, they played 2 cards because they know it's a bot. Okay, that's kind of scary. But I think we're still fine here. We only had one destroy this game because we lost our Yondu. So we don't get 2 cards with death, but I think just arrow should be enough to win it. We could lose. Oh no, we could fall behind the left side. That's the only thing, right? So I'm gonna keep Bucky in my hand. And maybe we draw She-Hulk. Yeah, but yeah, I was pretty surprised looking at just snapped off hand data and seeing that there's like a lot of people in like the 200s. And there's definitely more because snapped off hand isn't everybody. Okay, She-Hulk was definitely the best top deck. The only thing is we can't really arrow them anywhere. Um, oh, I guess we can death and arrow anyways. Because yeah, we have 7 mana right now. So I have to hope that this outpowers them, which is possible. If they play Iron Man, the Sunspock's only gonna soak 2. We're getting 19, yeah, so this should be. I mean, they're probably gonna leave. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I really liked the second dinner stream with TN. It was really interesting to see uh the different data stuff and some of the decks. We might try a couple of those decks and later in the stream. But like yeah, it's still it's hard to say like the highest quote unquote win rate decks don't necessarily mean that they're the best, especially now that they released it. Now that we know those are the highest win rate, like I feel like the more cards you know in a deck, the worse the deck becomes. Like if everyone knows what you have in your deck, right? But yeah, I'd be curious to play and just see why like certain cards are different than what we might believe is the standard list. No, now I wish I didn't card it. I mean, this always goes in DC, right? Because if we kill the Bucky, the Winter Soldier gets the bonus buff. Bonus buff. Yeah, sorry, I kind of messed up. Alright, they're just gonna play out the death. So if we draw Sean, we're pretty happy. Hood is whatever. I just play it into Clintar. Although it's kind of scary to play it into Clintar, we'll play it into here. Um, yeah, because Clintar doesn't turn it into a 1 cost anymore, right? It turns it into a 4 cost. So in case we draw a Killmonger, it's better to have it here. And we'll hold the wave for the last turn. Well, they're gonna wave us here, which is kind of annoying. Sean is a really good draw here. So we can go like Sean here and Death somewhere, and then on the last turn we can go like Demon Arrow. Yo, thanks for the follow. Hi, Rory. Hi, Haribo Melly. Yes, got it. Maybe if you guys have Kingpin Arrow, ooh, that's so satisfying, but I feel like that like never happens. Yeah, let's Sean here. Death here. I'm a little bit scared because I think their deck runs armor in it. So we might get armored here. Oh, 3 times out of 25. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, people know at this point to like fill up the arrow lanes. Or the Kingpin lane. Hmm. Question is, where are we going to arrow them, right? We could just arrow them here and say we're going to win tiebreakers. If we want to play a tiebreaker game. If they Killmonger, that's kind of scary. But they'll only have 3 here, we'll have 1. They'll have 9 and we'll have 11, so we'll just win if they Killmonger. Yeah, it's very fun to do. Yeah, for sure. They already played Dust, so I struggle to see what they win with, so we'll snap. Like, I think their best play is like Killmonger plus something else, but I don't know what that something else could be. Yeah, they're just gonna leave. Scary. But yeah, Kingpin's such a fun card. But it struggles because it's always only on the last turn, right? I'd be curious. I think it would be broken, but it might be fun if it was just always active. But I don't think there's any way they do that. Generally, it's better to put Hood in the unrevealed locations. I could think about putting in DC purely for the idea that like if I draw Bucky and then a destroy card, then it's better to keep it all there, but playing it here is fine. Our best draw is probably like Yondu or Killmonger, right? They just passed. Weird. Yeah, I hope they buff move decks too. I mean, it looks like the main thing is move decks don't just have like the cards are good or the cards function in the deck, right? The only card that I think is kind of bad is Heimdall. and like a couple of the support cards, but they just need more support cards, I think, is the main issue. So hopefully with like the Spider-Man season, there's some good move cards coming out, I think, and that should really help the deck. Um, yeah, it's too predictable right now. All right, I muted myself just in time, just before that sneeze. Yeah, Miles is okay. Um, all right, let's see if we can force him to like Professor X here. Miles, yeah, Miles would be good, but I don't think it's good in the standard move deck, like with the cards you have right now. I think it will be better with the new move cards that are coming out. Oh, we had Pryos, so we're always killing that. Okay. All right, now the thing here is we have to somehow. Oh, we're not ahead. We have to somehow find a way to beat the bot. uh, okay, here's how we do it, right? We need to play arrow here and get ahead here and here, right? So we do that by moving this here and this here. And then we have 10 here. So we need to move Sean too, right? So now if they moved everything here, we'd still be ahead by 3 to like 13 to 11, right? So they have to play like middle. And this is still 9, which is ahead here. So we could potentially lose to Doctor Doom, but I don't know if you run Doctor Doom in a White Tiger deck. I don't know. Let's see. We lose to Doctor Doom. That's the only thing I can see. Um, or something else that like buffs the other sides of the board somehow. Is it Doctor Doom? It's Odin. Okay, that doesn't do it. But yeah. Against the bots, since they know when you move, you have to put them in a unwinnable spot, right? I mean, in general, you have to put them in an unwinnable spot, but especially with New York, right? Like, imagine like your opponent has Daredevil on the last turn, right? You have to think about like what's unbeatable, right? What would cause them to normally leave? But yeah. Any advice for new players that are missing key cards, being unable to compete on even player against older players? I mean, my advice would just be to not focus too much on like winning or climbing. I would just focus on learning, right? So just try and have fun. Uh, Try and build what you can, and just try and learn not just about your deck, but about your opponent's deck and like how they play. This way, once you do get the cards and stuff, you'll be like ahead of the curve, right? Um, and yeah, just try and not take it too harshly. It's tough. Like I assume you're probably like somewhere in pool 3, like mid pool 3. I think that's like the toughest time in the game to like try and climb. Um, yeah, losing's not fun, but as long as you're getting something from it and you're practicing, like you're retreating and you're snapping, you can still do it, but it will be more difficult. Oh, we just got absolutely wrecked here. Oh no, we didn't even get the hood. If we get wave next turn, maybe we can Galactus and trees a win. You wailed a bit, 1.4k playing for a month. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you're up really high for a month, so you'll get there slowly. Um, yeah, yeah, it will be a little bit tough for a little bit. But you just gotta like realize it's not like your fault, right? Like Like just try and learn as much as you can. Like you can definitely climb with suboptimal decks, but it's gonna take like a long time and like a lot of you have to be like really like you have to probably be a lot more experienced than just a month, right? But like if you look at like someone, there's lots of people who've climbed like a free to play and stuff. It just takes longer, I think, because I mean your cards generally aren't as good, but it's not just that. It's also because people know how to play around a lot of the early pool decks. I think that's honestly like the biggest thing, being like lower collection. It's not necessarily that the decks are bad. It's like everyone knows what you're playing if they can figure it out. All right, we're leaving here. We just drew too many rocks, and that Cosmo wrecked us. Yep, yep, yeah. Learning. That's where like I think you get the most information watching other people play. Yeah, yeah. Experience is key. Yep. Yeah, and it's just understanding the game too, right? Because even if you don't win the majority of the games, you can still climb if you snap properly. If you're able to surprise your opponent on the last turn or retreat properly. Yeah, what gets me through that kind of stuff, right? Like, yeah, it kind of sucks getting like cosmetics, but you have to realize that the boxes are predefined, right? So every they're set up in sets of four, and in every four you'll have one card, one cosmetic, one set of 100 collector's tokens, and one set of like currency. So that would be credits or gold. Um, so once you realize that, like, yeah, you are guaranteed to get a cosmetic there, right? And you're always guaranteed to get cards at a set pace until you're completed with pool three. Um, and yeah, sometimes it can be spread out, right? Because the four back to back aren't always in the same order, right? So if you get a card on your first four, it could be seven until your next one. But then your next card has to be like right if you're within those seven, then your next card is a lot closer, right? Um, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel like they don't really tell you that information anywhere in the game, but if you look it up, there's some really good resources that like explain it a little bit better because they also gave like a breakdown of what percentage okay, armor is fine, of like what percent you are to get like a portrait versus title and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so here's where like this is why Dara doesn't run Hood. Hood really sucks here, right? Like I don't have time to play it with the wave, really. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the Galactic Brain play, and this is why Galactus is in the deck. We're gonna wave on 4 and Galactus here, and then hopefully the last turn we'll have like a cheap death Hood and maybe something else. Yeah, this is why I put Galactus in the deck in case we had an awkward situation like this. And they shouldn't be able to interrupt us unless they have exactly Cosmo. Yeah, okay. We'll get 7 procs on our death, so I think it's free. Or it will be 1 cost, maybe. I think 1 cost. Yeah, it's 1. Okay, what's the most power we can put, right? That's the question. This is 22. This is just 20, so it should just be shield. What's this? I will be at 24. I struggle to see how they can beat 24 power, but yeah, knowing when to leech, you have to read your opponent's deck for sure. I could Sean, but they're playing an ongoing deck, so I don't think they have I don't think they have anything. Oh, do you mean if they have Sean? They can't Sean me because they're revealing first, right? So if you look at their nameplate, it has the glow. So that means they reveal first, and you can also tell since they had more power than me. Um, Here it's one location, so it just matters how much power they have for priority. But if it's multiple locations, then it's whoever's winning the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they can't Sean me. Yeah. Does destroy work after rank 70? It depends what you mean by destroy. Do you mean like a death wave like this deck? Or do you mean like just regular like Venom, Deadpool destroy? Because I think this deck, minus the Galactus, minus the Hood, uh, is like a very good deck. Just the regular death? I don't think so. Like I wouldn't recommend it. There's people who have made decks, like Deadpool, death decks. The thing is, even in the Deadpool deck, you don't want to run death. I don't think. So it's just kind of an awkward spot. Okay, we're just gonna Killmonger, so I don't care about skipping. We're really sad if they pass into armor, but I think I'll take that risk. Yeah, you lose to Cosmos and armors, and even when you win, like when you get your death combo, destroy combos off, you're still kind of sad, I think. This is miserable because we don't have our death yet, and they're gonna probably draw it. But I still will do this. Yeah, they might have a free death, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend like the regular death deck. Um, at least not for climbing. If you just want to have fun, it's probably fine. Alright, I mean, we got a Daredevil, which is nice. Weird World featured location. Honestly, as a featured location, I wouldn't mind it as much, I think. Because then you could build your deck specifically to give it to your opponent, around giving it to your opponent. Which I think would be really funny, because then you'd end up in games also without Weird World, right? Where you're just playing, you or your opponent are just playing bad decks. So you have to make the deck good enough to win the non-Weird World games, but bad enough that your opponent can't, like, beat you. That would be very interesting, I think. Here we're just gonna Professor X here. We could also Professor X here. Doesn't really matter which way. But yeah, it literally doesn't matter. Because we're gonna be. Well, I'll put it here because we'll be ahead here, and I can just arrow on the last turn. And in my deck, at least, there's no way to beat that. But I don't know what cards they have left from their deck. Ego location. I wouldn't be surprised if we got an ego location for. Okay, at least we know they don't have our death, which is nice. All right, so we have a couple options. If we're scared that they can get a little bit of power here, we could Juggernaut, right? Juggernaut and Wave, and that gets us more power here, right? Or we could Arrow. Arrow's base, so we're gonna Arrow. But it could be better Juggernaut Wave. I don't know. At least in my deck, there's no way to beat the Arrow. I don't know about theirs. Magneto doesn't do it. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like something like the Ego location for like April Fools, like the first week of April. That would be kind of funny. But Ego, I think, would be less fun than Weird World. Because building the Ego deck, I don't even know what you'd do. Like play like Agatha, like build it kind of like an Agatha style. Like I feel like there's less options to build decks in Ego. You just want to build a deck where you're trying to force Ego to play specific cards. Patriot might be okay, yeah. I'd probably cut the Mystique in the Patriot list then, because it's not gonna play it in the right order. Oh, what did they discard? Blade. Okay, this is okay. Losing the Carnage is sad, but if you're playing, yeah, like a non-combo oriented Patriot deck. Well, now I'm kind of sad I didn't play Bucky in the Unknown. I don't know if it's good EV to play Bucky in an unknown location. I know it is for Hood, but maybe it is for Bucky too. On bright side, we should be able to get a free death, the Killmonger. We don't have waves, so we have the Galactus, but I value priority here. If we had wave this turn, we could think about the Galactus, but I think just Killmonger does it. Okay, they're gonna have a big apocalypse on the last turn, so I really want to draw the arrow. So Yondu makes death 5 cost, and then our She-Hulk will be 2. The other option is just full skip. Just thinking about what we could draw, right? We can draw the Sean, we can draw... The best draw is the arrow. Hood is a useless draw, and so is Wave. So it could just be a unironic just She-Hulk somewhere. Either left or middle. And then we can try and outplay with the death on the last turn. Or, sorry, right or middle, not left or middle. Because I think then we'll maintain priority. Okay, yeah, and then we just arrow it. They're probably gonna leave. We're less far ahead here, so I'll stick the Yondu here. I could also stick the Yondu mid. They have 4 cards, but one of them's a 6-drop, so they shouldn't be able to flood for the arrow. Okay, I guess theoretically they could have flooded with the Dracula if they had 2 1 costs. Or I guess, no, they would need 3 1 costs. Yeah, there's no way. Just have to leave the Apocalypse in hand with Dracula. I don't think it's broken. I think it might Arrow might be a little bit overtuned, but it's really just strong because the metagame pushes out any deck that wants to flood the board, which just makes her like insane, right? And most of the metagame also wants to play cards on the last turn, like 1 or 2 big cards, right? Like Shuri decks, you want to play huge cards in the last turn. Um, so Arrow just like really shines, but I think they could take her power down a little bit. Um, just back to 6 is probably fine. They could also like raise her power up to like back to 8 and put her to 6 costs. I think that would be fine too. Like I think she's fine if they can adjust the cards that push swarm decks out of the meta. So like Killmonger probably should lose some stats or destroy like a limited amount of cards. Yeah, she can win games with 0 power, but so can other cards. Wave can win you games with 0 power by locking out your opponent. Uh, Killmonger can win you games with 0 power. Also, this bot just got stature from Agent 13 when Sokovia's the featured location. What is this, man? But Arrow's just strong because of the result of the metagame right now. That's the main thing. That's why she feels like strong to the point of like being oppressive. We can wave here actually and just Galactus. I think it's kind of hard. The thing is we have 9 rocks in our deck. I'm like, can we get big enough to beat? We probably don't get big enough to beat like a Dino, which I think is their deck. So I think we're just trying to get ahead here. And Arrow. But yeah. You bought Stature. Yeah, I mean at least it's a featured location, but yeah, I do think Stature probably wasn't the best buy. Um, Kind of sucks. We wave and we hope that we don't draw one of the 9 rocks in our deck. Uh, I don't even know. Like if we do this and we're hoping to draw death, if we don't do the Carnage and we're hoping to draw She-Hulk. But we're probably leaving here anyways. Yeah, I don't know. It depends how many other series cards you have. I think Stature is the best one released recently, if that's any consolation. Um, but if you didn't have like already have like Thanos, Galactus, even like Shuri, even though that's not Series 5, we're probably losing here. Yeah, so many rocks. Thanos probably wasn't the call, but definitely very good with this featured location. It's also very good if you get it randomly from Agent 13. But yeah, Arrow's in a weird spot. I think she's gonna get the hammer because of the metagame, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so then I probably wouldn't have picked up Stature if you're missing all those cards. But you gotta do what you do with your cards, right? The cards you have. So that's part of the fun of the game, just trying to figure out. Now you get the chance, which very few players do, to try and figure out what's the best Stature deck. So Lockjaw, yeah. Yeah, it's weird you're saying Lockjaw is meta, but I guess it is kind of a meta card right now because of Thanos. For so long, Lockjaw was very underplayed, in my opinion. This is pretty good with Hood. Yeah, I wouldn't say Electro is a meta card though. Electro is only like good in Ramp and Deathwave, or not Deathwave and Galactus. Is this better? Because we deny them. We just get procs for the death. Our death will be free now if we wave. Kind of sucks we lost to She-Hulk, but probably the second best one to get. Okay, we want Sean here now. Oh, ask and I shall receive. Pretty easy snap. The wave locks them out of Morag, which is really good. So now that we're like so far ahead here, we can probably just win by waving into Morag. Oh, you're missing Black Bolt? Oh, wait, that's kind of tough. Black Bolt is way better than Moon Knight with Stature, I think. We have a couple options. We could take over Morag now, or we can just get far ahead and Deathlock into Morag. Actually, we'll probably Death into... It depends if we think they'll play into Morag now or not, right? So... What do we have? We have Arrow and Galactus. And 2 destroy cards. Yeah, I probably don't play into Morag this turn then. Yeah. Because I want to play, like, probably Deathlock into there. If I do play, like, across all the lanes, then, Deathlock's gonna kill something, right? Which is not ideal. But we just gotta do this, right? Yeah, they leave anyways. But yeah, if it makes me feel any better, I wasted a ton of my tokens on some pretty bad stuff too. Like I got a bunch of pool 3 cards that I probably shouldn't have got, like Magic, which is one of the lowest performing cards according to their data right now. I picked up, what else did I pick up that I probably shouldn't have? Um, there was one other one. I'll remember at some point. But yeah, I picked it up because I liked Mr. Negative, but then I don't know, Mr. Negative just wasn't, it didn't get much better with the Magic. Let's just say that. Uh, it was still pretty bad. But yeah. I picked up Bass, but I still don't know if that was a bad pickup. I picked up Bass when it was in Series 5. Um, Yeah, I mean, I didn't probably didn't get as much use out of it as I could have, but I think it has like fun enables. Like I had fun with it, so I don't mind the bass too much. Um, but yeah, I think generally it's probably much better if you save your tokens for like the permanent Series 5s, um, which are going to be Thanos, Galactus, and they just announced that Kang's going to stay there permanently, uh, which might have made me hesitate on the Galactus, but I've been having fun with Galactus since I opened him. Um, we'll do this here since we don't really have any other early plays. Might as well get extra death procs. But I did the math and it looks like I should be able to get Kang. Probably not the week he releases, but the week after. Unless there's a bundle that I haven't heard about. But oh, we could Galactus this game. That's fun. We kind of need to draw like our Death or She-Hulk though, but we'll just keep Yonduing here, honestly. Destroy their Yondu. And then we can probably Galactus onto the right side. Oh, well, never mind. I mean, Galactus is a fine discard here. I don't mind it too much. Okay, so we're gonna play out this, and then next turn we'll She-Hulk for 4, and then we'll probably follow it up with like Wave plus something else. But yeah, there's been some discussion, and it looks like Kang, like they recently they had a big Twitter thread on like the different Kang interactions. And oh, yeah, someone just asked too, do you think Kang will be worth it? It looks like Kang's gonna be really good in lockjaw type of decks. Or like any deck that really relies on like RNG. Because they announced that, or they didn't announce, like someone was asked, a dev was like responding to a bunch of questions about the interactions. And the RNG from that happens when you play Kang will be the same on the repeated turn. So like if you play Kang into Lockjaw, you'll know what comes out from the Lockjaw um, the next turn. Okay, this is kind of awkward because if we wave, we don't really have follow up. Yeah, I would hold that 6k soggy oatmeal and watch on like the first like 2 or 3 days people playing Kang and see if it's any like see if it's what you would like to play with. Um, and then obviously if you haven't watched Galactus gameplay, I would watch some of that as well. We're really far behind here and we have no way to get into Luke's Savara, so we're probably leaving. If I had a way to like destroy Bucky, we might stay, but we don't. But yeah, I would wait because it looks like it might be very useful. And also the other huge thing with Kang too, which might make it just good even outside of Lockjaw, is that your snap, you can snap before playing out the Kang for no repercussion. Like you can just leave after without the double. So you can like even like you can just bluff for free with Kang. It's well not for free. You lose the card slot, but it's it's kind of free. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have null. Yeah, then I might stay away from Galactus. You can still play Galactus without null, but I think it's less fun. Getting the giant null was the funnest part of Galactus. Like if I didn't have null, I wouldn't have picked him up, but I packed him right before I had enough tokens. So yeah, hopefully Kang will be good. But just from the fact that you can bluff snap, I think it will at least be fun. Yo, what's up, Gordo? But yeah, oh my god, I feel like my ears are dying. Sorry for this. I think I need to pay more attention to skipping here. What did I just lose? Arrow? Oh my god. And they lost an Infinite, which means they're probably a discard deck. That's spooky. But yeah, I'll play. Yeah, this is probably the last game of this deck, and then I'm gonna switch to something else. Because I've been playing this one for like an hour, and I've only got value off of the Galactus one time. But to be fair, okay, this is also insane here. feel like I've only had Galactus in my hand like a couple times, and only like twice with the wave. Do we just Shang here? Probably Hood first, right? We can Hood here since we're gonna be ahead later on. And I'll just play out a Rock for the Killmonger value potentially. Because I'm gonna Shaw next turn, almost certainly. Yeah, we're just having a discussion about spending your tokens. So, right now officially I have 0, but I have 13 caches saved up, which is like 1500 tokens or so. And I have a bunch of credits, like 3k credits. So like I did the math, and I think when Kang comes out I'll have like 3 or 4k, and then with like oh, we just got wrecked. Oh no. Like, Professor X. Sad. And we drew Bucky. But yeah. I think I'll get Kang depending on the bundles they release. Like I think Mystique bundle will push me a little bit. I think that gets me like 1,000 tokens. If you convert the gold to. Um, and they also are doing token like Tuesdays in March, which are like very small bundles just for tokens. Uh, so I should be able to get it, I think, the week after Kang comes out, which should be a good amount of time to tell if it's like good or at least playable. Yeah, I got the Deadpool bundle, yeah. I thought it was good enough value. It gave me just enough to get Galactus too, so. Yeah, luckily the token bundles are for just gold, I think. So like 400 gold and stuff like that, which even free-to-play players should be able to get. Like that's a very small amount of gold. I don't think I'll have to open the wallet for that. Um, but yeah, the Mystique one will just be money. Um, let's do some of this deck. I don't think I played this very much on stream yesterday. I played it a bit off stream. Yeah, I just got Galactus because I opened like 50 caches and I packed Darkhawk and Null. And yeah, since I got the Null, I was like, oh, I might as well get the Galactus. That was the only thing kind of stopping me originally. Like I just had it pinned because I was like, oh, I'll get Galactus or Kang, but yeah. I should be able to get Kang pretty shortly after. But yeah, like I was saying, I think the best use of your tokens is getting the Perma Series 5 first. Unless they like release like a really broken Series 5, but they have not done that for like since they like first announced Series 5, so. Oh my god, I get all this free mana. Let's do this. We don't really have any good hits in our deck, right? It's like Wong, Panther's okay. Everything else kind of sucks. Maybe we still do it because Wong is still pretty good. And then we follow up. We'll see what we follow up with. Yeah. I think it's just, yeah, it's a lot harder to regret the tokens on something that's never going to drop than it is on something that will drop. But if it's like ridiculously broken, then it's probably still worth it. But this is pretty awkward here. Might even just hold the Adam Warlock. I think card releases are kind of weird. I'm pretty sure it's the Tuesday, like an hour or two before the first reset of the Tuesday. At least like, at least it's Tuesday in like Eastern and Western time. I don't know. what time zone you're in, but it's like if it's Eastern time, right? The reset is at or if it's Western time, the reset is at 11, right? So I think it's 10 Western time. But they have like a countdown. If you look on the Marvel Snap Discord, actually let me look at it right now. They have like an official countdown um, to it. I'll do this. Um, let me just see so I can tell everybody. Yeah, so technically the official release is Tuesday at 11 PST, but I'm pretty sure the card's actually available just before that, like an hour before. But the only way you could potentially get it is if you opened it, right? Because the refresh is right after. Or if you didn't check your shop before and you get really lucky, which I think some people do. Here we don't Galactus, right? Here we just Black Panther into Taskmaster. Yeah, that sounds about right for Vanilla Bison. It's probably whenever they have their okay, we don't Warlock because we want a Taskmaster, right? It's probably whenever Second Dinner manually puts it out on that day. Yeah, because like technically they officially release it on the 11, but usually it's out before. If I played Adam Warlock before Black Panther, the Adam Warlock would have been double buffed by the Shuri, right? So instead of having a 20 power Black Panther, I would have had a 4 power Adam Warlock. Yeah, it probably just missed it. Yeah, it happens. I almost missed the don't play Adam Warlock last because I was chatting as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do this because we still get a tie here. I don't think that does anything, right? Okay. Yeah, sometimes the goblins confuse me because at least during the Vormir, I think it was Vormir, like if you played a goblin, it counts as your opponent playing it. So I wasn't sure there if this would count as me playing it and then the Taskmaster would copy it and the bot just knew that, but it looks like not. That did not count. Okay. I mean, that would be absolutely terrible if that was the interaction, which is why they bug fixed the Vormir thing. It doesn't do that anymore. But it was kind of frustrating before. Yeah, it's kind of weird that that was the thing, anyways. Get to Adam Warlock on one. I mean, we have a lot of the combo, but we're missing Zabu. It'd be nice to have a negative too, but it's not necessary. All right, we're switching to my playlist. Or actually, you guys want some boomer music? Yeah, let's do some boomer music for a little bit. Let me know if you guys really don't like it, but okay, we can potentially get the combo here. That's annoying because you don't get the draw. No combo, but we're still probably just winning with the Iron Man low-key. It's gonna go to 20. We'll have a 0 cost 3 power Iron Man to play next turn. Either individually or somewhere else. Probably somewhere else. Okay, the only scary thing is that Kingpin is probably gonna kill us here, right? Which is probably this, right? Oh no, but that doesn't work, right? The most we can do is like 3 power. It's probably not gonna be enough. We're probably leaving. Alright, I had enough of this. I feel like I played like 5 minutes of it, but it's really bad. This is an off-stream deck. I don't know, I got it a few times off-stream. What we will do is we're gonna play. I think this is the deck -1 card of what Tien said was the highest win rate deck for or one of the highest win rate deck for Galactus and high MMR. The change I made is I put Daredevil over, I think it was Cloak originally, or Yondu, um, because at least in bot elo, they will screw if you're Galactus if you don't have the Daredevil on 5. So that's why I have a Daredevil. Like there's lots of decks that run like the Goblins, and they'll always win the 50-50, right? So I feel like I have to do it if I'm gonna try and Galactus in this elo. If I face real people, then I would cut the Daredevil. I'm pretty sure now that it's like 7 o'clock, I should start seeing a couple people. Usually, when the reset hits, I get a whole bunch of people. We're playing into Mojo World because we could potentially lose if they flood it, even with Galactus. But yeah, we have the combo if we can get Galactus here, right? It's Electro into Doc Ock into Galactus Null. We just need to actually get the Galactus. Yeah, this was a little bit different. I was surprised that a version of Hobgoblin was actually one of the higher win rate versions. That was my biggest surprise. Because it's like very telegraphed with Hobgoblin. Never Flaviano death. Oof. Yeah, Gordo, you shouldn't be taking my rotations. I swear I've seen Flaviano death like 3 times. I don't want it. This is kind of awkward, but we can maybe win with like a Spider-Man. A well-placed Spider-Man. Thing is, we can only play 1 card. So maybe it's not the well-placed Spider-Man, maybe it's the Hobgoblin. And hope we draw the Galactus. Oh, but we draw Chavez, right? So yeah, it's a retreat. Alright, let's see our shop. Let's check out our shop. Mainly waiting for Dan Hip Leech, unless they release the unreleased Peach Momoko stuff. Actually, I think there's some null stuff that I wouldn't mind getting either. Or Thanos. Okay, we got a bunch of Pixel variants. Pixel Darkhawk. Doesn't look that bad, actually. Don't... Got Death. Pixel Silver Surfer. Not a bad Adam Warlock skin, but it's not a very good card. Yeah, yeah. I don't think any of these are worthwhile. Let's see our missions. We'll build a deck for. Missions are literally just play cards. Yeah, the Taskmaster is not bad. That's a consideration. I struggle to buy the 700 ones just because you can open those eventually anyways. Um, and also it's like $10. That's a lot of bucks. And TAS is like you don't play. You can only use TAS. I feel like in the Shuri decks. I'd rather just spend my I already have a Shuri variant. I'd rather just spend all my stuff on upgrading Shuri than getting a nice Taskmaster variant. Usually what I do, like what I did like the past 3 months, is like whatever deck takes me to infinite, I'll get a couple skins for that deck. were the cards that I thought performed the best. But I'm still waiting on Thanos. Thanos is like the one that I've only gotten the baby Thanos in my shop, but I kind of want one of the non-baby Thanos skins. Uh, oh, that's terrible for us, right? Because now I can't get off the. I usually save it for the bundles. Yeah. I don't think I've mission refreshed since like before they started releasing bundles. But yeah, it just depends how much gold you have too, but usually I just save for bundles. So, because I think it has the best value. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the baby Thanos. Because the other ones are really nice Thanos skins for the most part. Oh, they waved for Thank you, opponent. So kind. Hopefully they play right. But yeah, this is why you need Daredevil, because you need to force the bot to go first. Right? Because otherwise they would have played something here that would have interrupted us. And now we just got a free 12 power on our null. So yeah, if you're in bot elo and playing Galactus, you have to run Daredevil. There's no substitution. Are they gonna lockjaw? I swear, if they lockjaw out an Infinite. Okay. Oh, even like a 12 power thing would have been enough, right? Yeah. That's kind of scary. Yeah, we'll play this deck for a little bit, and then we'll go probably back to one of the flavors of Thanos. But yeah, the hot location is gone now, I'm pretty sure. Right? So yeah, I'll probably go back to experimenting with some Thanos substitutions that I wanted to try. Yeah. Okay, we get a free null, but we're probably killing that with our Galactus. Uh, huh. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I kind of wish they would tell us when they release certain variants. Alright, there's a big brain play here. We could wave into Galactus into Goose and just lock them out if we think they don't have anything less than 4. Thing with that is we might lock ourselves out. Right, so the question is, do we Electro or do we wave? Or do we just Goose? Yeah, I swapped the deck tracker position because I switched also to untapped instead of snap fan because I like that it changes faster. Like snap.fan has like a delay until you start the game. Well, Electra. And then also I just thought it made more sense that the deck was on the top right rather than the bottom left. But I don't know. Yeah, let me know what you guys think for sure. This is kind of awkward, but maybe we just do this. Might just leave. I don't think Galactus into Heimdall is enough. Um, if they play something big, we could Shawn it and win with the null. But it looks like they're playing, actually this is District X. Yeah, I'm retreating because bots with District X are like actually the the devil. I can't play around any card in the game. That's too much for me. But yeah, I just swapped it because I thought it made a little bit more sense. Um, Tracker on the bottom next to my actual hand. Yeah, that could be true too. I don't know, I'm kind of playing around with it. I might swap it back in the tracker next to their hand. That's a good point. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. I'll probably swap it back. I won't do it. Actually, I could do it right now. I might leave it for this stream and just do it next time because I think I also want to just rotate a couple other things around. But yeah, you're right. That does make a lot more sense. Let's keep playing this deck. Um, yeah, yeah, because then it's lined up correctly. I mean, I guess if I'm on the loading screen though, right? It's right next to my name on the loading screen. But yeah, that is a lot more clear. You're right. I'm gonna switch it back. And then I also want to switch. I've been meaning to. Oh, I can't believe I actually forgot. I need to switch the energy and the cube. I think it should be flipped. The cube should be on top of the energy. Because everything else is like aligned with how it normally looks, except that. Yeah, the loading screen should be flipped. Yeah, I can't flip the loading screen sadly. I mean, I could, but that would be a lot more effort than probably worth. We could Electro here, and then we have 5 mana next turn. I don't know. Playing like Galactus stuff really far ahead usually isn't worth it, but if we destroy the Superflow, it might be fine. It's kind of scary because we also have Hobgoblin, but they're a death deck, so they could just eat the Hobgoblin. So I don't know how useful the Hobgoblin will be. That's actually pretty good for us, right? We gotta destroy some of our cards. Since they have power here, we might just Hobgoblin here. It gives us an out if we don't get the Galactus, right? Yeah, now we lock them out there. Oh yeah, I'm actually very confused. I've, I mean, this is a bot, right? Technically, okay, this one's probably a bot variant. I've never seen a bot purposely fill up their lane like this, right? Because they can see that I was hobgoblining. That's new. That's a new thing that they're doing, huh? We have a couple options here. We get Spider-Man to lock them out somewhere. We're probably deathing, right? Because we get the free discount with the wave. Um, so we'll do like this, and then last turn we can Chavez probably, or if we need to, we can Shang-Chi. We should be ahead on one of the two lanes. Um, here where they fill up left. Yeah, it's kind of unusual. I haven't seen that before. Killmonger. Okay, well now the left's not filled up, but I don't really care. I'm ahead on every lane. I have a 12 power null. Oh, did they Yondu our Chavez? Wait, does anyone know why I didn't draw Chavez here? Oh, it's turn 5. Oh, I'm dumb. Wait, I should have done something different then, probably. But I wouldn't have Spider-Man. What? I have so much mana. That's funny. We're gonna Doc Ock here. Just pull out their whole hand. Or actually, we might just null. Yeah, it's not turn 6. I realized that. I thought that's why Spider-Man. Because we had so much mana from the Electro and the Superflow. It just confused me. Like, we have 7 mana on turn 5. Yeah, see, that's the kind of thing that I was kind of worried about, was the Carnage. But, just Shang-Chi should be enough here. We're gonna be up 15. We're gonna be up 12 mid, and this will gain a bonus 12. I don't think they run Arrow in their version of the list. Yeah. Instead of Arrow, I'm pretty sure they run Moon Girl. But yeah, I have 3K credits right now, which should be 1,000 tokens, I think. I don't know. I don't want to open my caches until Kang is released. Then I should get a good idea of how many tokens I have then. Because then at least I have a small chance of getting Kang, naturally. Like absurdly small, but still should be fine. I still think it's better than opening them now. Usually I would open all the way until next month's drop, but I think just so I can get, since I'll be pretty close with Kang with all the token drops that they're doing, um, I'll do it that way. Shuri's Lab is pretty good with the Hobgoblin here. Kind of crazy. But yeah. Because I think over the whole month, don't quote me on this, but I thought I saw that the number is 3,500 tokens for 3,000 gold. Might be the other way around. Um, which is like really good, yeah. That means that's like over half a Series 5, right? And naturally each month you get around 6k. If I play here, they're gonna fill up, so I'm gonna play it to the left. Okay, yeah, we should just be winning here. It's a discard deck, so they don't have any counterplay. Our null would be huge if we had it. They have a Wong? Just a natural Wong. We have Prio, which is kind of scary, but they also have 0 power. So like even if they Shang, the Lizard would beat it. Because the Shang would be 3, and Lizard would be 2, so we'd have 4 power, and they'd have 3. Yo, thanks for the follow, Rex Tia, good. I think that actually puts me over the threshold. I think I should be eligible for affiliate now, because I need 50 follows in a 30-day span. Which means, oh no, I think I need one more stream too, because I need 7 unique days. But assuming that I have everything, that means I should be able to add channel points once it goes through. So, which means then there'll be like channel port rewards and stuff, which I've been brainstorming because I knew I was pretty close. So yeah, if there's anybody else lurking in the chat and you want channel points, drop a follow because I think I was a couple off. I don't know if I've gotten enough yet. So if you just want to make sure that channel points are coming, drop a follow. I'll just chill out a little bit there. But I think channel points are fun. So thank you, Soggy Oatmeal. I don't want to wave this turn because it's a bot and I'm scared of them messing with our Galactus. And also we don't have Spider-Man. Generally Galactus on 4 is better if you have the Spider-Man follow-up. Yeah, we're gonna wave here because it might bait them to play a big card over the Electro, and then also wave is just more power for our Null, but Null's gonna be kind of tiny because we were playing into Jotunheim, right? But I still think it's better just so we can kill a big card from them. Yeah. So we'll wave here and then we'll get to see their play with the Galactus. Play wherever it makes more sense. We want maximum death procs. Yeah, so we're probably playing left. But we also want them to maintain priority. So we can't get countered. So we're probably playing right here. Unless they play like something gigantic like Magneto left. Professor X? Yeah, we're not playing into the Professor X. I don't know why this is in their discard deck. Yeah, we're not playing into Professor X because we'll just lose, so we're Galactusing middle. It's a little bit scary because death is only gonna be like 4 cost, so we still might not win. This might be the play. Since they're Professor Xing here, Doc Ock is not gonna pull anything since they have priority. So we'll win this lane, and all we need to do is win this lane, which we could just do with a Chavez, honestly. Um, it's gonna be close, but I think this is a better play. Because we're drawing Travis next turn, not null. But yeah, Doc Ock shouldn't pull because of Professor X's ongoing, right? Cards can't be added, removed, etc. Okay, so playing this here goes up to 11, but then we drop down to 7, which is not very good. We also have Prio, so we can't Sean there. Do we think they can play 8 power, right? They'd have to play. What, they haven't discarded anything? They might just leave, so I'll play it. They're not leaving. That's scary. Yeah, it looks like we're probably gonna lose, but I'm curious to see what's in this deck. Because it has Professor X. So maybe they don't have anything big? Professor X and Odin? Oh, are we gonna lose to a random Jubilee? Yeah, alright. Sure. Is my real name Curtis? No, my real name is not Curtis. I'm not sure where that is coming from. Yeah, they added etc. Yeah, I don't even know what the etc is. Like, I assume that means moved to. But what other things does it stop? I guess it stops lockjaw as well. Yeah, my real name is not Curtis at all. Not even close. We'll play a couple more games of this, and then, like I said before, I want to experiment with some Thanos changes. Um, yeah, whatever else. Whatever else except for Jeff. Jeff can get in there. He's not included in the etc. I feel like Jeff low-key might require them to change Professor X to say except for Jeff. Because people are going to be so confused. Best counter to Shuri Taskmaster deck. Uh, I mean, like, as far as individual counters go, having Arrow and Shang-Chi is, like, pretty important in most decks if you're playing a lot of Shuri. As far as, like, specific decks, the Thanos deck is very good. I think Death Wave has a reasonable matchup into the Shuri decks. Okay, we have the full combo here, which is, like, nutty. Wish we had Daredevil instead of Lizard, but should still be fine. Leech is good, yep, like Gordo is. I think the most important thing with beating the Shuri task, if you have the counter cards in your deck, is you have to get priority. So you have to have a deck that's gets you the board early, which I think the Thanos deck does really well at. Yeah, since I mean they're this deck, so they shouldn't really have any way to counter me. Hobgoblin is also insane over the Doc Ock, but I'm still gonna Doc Ock because it might get like rid of some counter cards that I'm not thinking of. Like maybe they have Magneto, and they could pull it into negative zone where I want a Galactus. I'd rather Galactus Hala, so hopefully we'll do that instead. But yeah, we're gonna Doc Ock here. And yeah, we snapped. Okay. But yeah, I would say like that's why Arrow and Shang-Chi are in like most decks is because they're very good against the Shuri style decks. So those would be like the 2 best counters. Yeah, dying to this tower is the same thing as. Yeah, now we just get to Galactus middle and get probably one of the biggest nulls I think I've had in a long time. it's gonna be just this side is 49 power plus 12. That's like 61, but it will be -3 because of the negative zone. But yeah, we already dodged the Magneto, so we should be pretty set. Yo, thanks for the follow, Tantor. Yeah. Shuri's definitely in a strong position right now, but I think there's some reasonable counters. Um, I'm also curious, I don't know because these decks are so bad, uh, how the Swarm deck, like the Zoo decks, if they can get over a non-Shuri Red Skull. I don't think they can outpower the Shuried Red Skull, but I think they might be able to outpower just like the regular Red Skull lanes. But I don't know, I haven't played the Zoo style deck in a while. Okay, I want to, yeah, I'll switch off this Galactus now since we got that massive null. Um, yeah, we're gonna start off with this for a little bit. And Galactus showing up. Is this fate? Soggy oatmeal. Should you be getting the Galactus? Well, I'm switching to, this is a negative Thanos list. That's actually been doing reasonably well for me. Uh, as far as like some of the Thanos lists go. Obviously, I still don't think it's as good as like the generic one, but um, since it's like reset time, I'm curious to see how this does into some people. I think it's reasonable. Yeah, we'll try this and then we'll try a more competitive Thanos list. Um, yeah, this list I like this list because it has the potential to outpower some of the Thanos list with just getting like a negative Iron Man or even just mystiquing your dinos. It's very powerful, I think. But you do lack some of the counterplay of having like Shang-Chi. Rocks are not very good, but they'll be free. So I'm gonna play negative here. Oh, and we still draw the Iron Man even with the Subterranea. We'll still stay. I have like Dino. Uh, is Dino gonna be enough? Maybe. We could also get a negative Profex or Mystique here. Yeah, ideally you don't want to have, you want to have, like the idea is you want to have the stones in your hand, right? Generally you want to have the stones, and then you Mr. Negative and use all your stones to draw stuff, right? Um, do this. So like you play it a little bit differently than the regular Thanos. Also, I played this in the wrong order. I should have played Double Dino last. So I could get punished if I hit the Mystique off the Lockjaw. I realized that right after I made the play. Oh, my deck's back to normal. What are the odds? The most likely odds is that it hits a rock. How am I hitting that, man? Namor is actually pretty strong here. This is 11, which means if we win here, which is possible, we're ahead in all the lanes. How many destroys do they have? 3, 5. So death is 4. So they'd go up to 20 here, which would beat us. The other option is here and pray that the time stone hits something good. I did it in the right order, right? Thing is, we have 4 rocks, so we're probably leaving. But yeah. With this deck, you play it a little bit differently because you want to hold your stones if you have the negative in your hand. But which might be worse. That's the part that I think makes this deck a little bit worse. Is usually you want to try and get your lockjaw as fast as possible. Yeah, the negative stones do look wild, and it's weird too because you know how lockjaw has the bug where sometimes you see the like things that you rotate still there. If you like hit the negative, like whatever those weird. Oh, we're both playing Mr. Negative. Are they also negative Thanos? No. Okay. Also, we drew Iron Man and Mystique. Oh my god. I'm trying to. The idea is you keep these longer in your deck, but okay. So they probably don't have a way to get into Luke's bar without magic, and with magic, Reality Stone is nuts, right? So we want to try and hold that as long as possible. Uh, but yeah, there's some weird bugs with like if you Mr. Negative into the lockjaw and like different things pop out, right? We'll play here. We have like a bunch of ongoing, right? So we want to play those into onslaughts. Uh, but yeah, this is a person. This is somebody that usually plays a lot of Shuri, but right now it looks like they're playing. All right, they know we're Thanos. So here's something funny. I'd rather give them the information of what we pulled from the bugle and not let them know that we're actually getting a benefit off of the Mr. Negative, like as much as they might expect. So we're gonna play their Mr. Negative instead of ours, so that they don't know that we're playing a Mr. Negative Thanos list. Uh, yeah, because I also queue into this person a lot, so I think it's more value for them not to know this yet. Oh, also, yeah, that's just nutty, right? Now we just snap. Now they leave. They're not leaving? Yeah, they're leaving. We should queue into him a few times, assuming that he's queuing back up over and over. But he's pretty good. I think he's also probably up in the couple hundreds at least, if not like higher. I don't know, I didn't see him on the Snap fan list, so he probably doesn't use Snap fan. Or she. Or they. I should say they more often. Apologies about that. Here we're probably just gonna try and get the raft as soon as possible, right? So we'll just Bast right away. I still don't know if Bast is worth it in this list. That's one of the cuts I've been thinking. Bast and Quinjet um, are like the ones I'm most like been least impressed with. But Timestone is just nutty, right? With Quicksilver and Domino, yeah, definitely. But yeah, Timestone is just nutty with the negative, right? Um, I'm gonna delay on filling this next turn with the negative because I want a Space Stone so I can pull stuff out. And then we also lower our draws. Yeah. Gordo is also joking, by the way, for anyone who's curious about playing Mr. Negative, don't add Quicksilver and Domino. Yeah, I did draw the Iron Man. That is true. If I had Quicksilver and Domino, I would have less likelihood to draw the Iron Man. But also, I would have a less likelihood to draw any of the other cards that make this deck work, such as the Mr. Negative. But yeah, also with the Bifrost, now I really don't have to play this. Like, I shouldn't play the Space Stone here, right? Because they're all going to shift. And then Space Stone is tied to the location, not where it ends up. So I wouldn't be able to move anything. I'm also kind of scared to fill this because they're going to block my turn 5. So to avoid that, I'm going to play the Space Stone here. Um, and then I can move something out and play the Dino. Yeah, I won't play the Lockjaw here because I think the Raft has more value. Gordo, I know there's a lot of new players in my chat, so I don't want them to be out there pumping. I know there's a few pumpers, but oh, get no from the Raft. Yeah, I guess I could. It could be negative EV, but since Giganto isn't a problem, like the only like really bad ones would have been like Null. Even Zola, it would have been fine, I think. Null and Galactus is probably the worst. Yeah. Oh, I wish you could zoom in on these. Um, Probably just gonna leech here, honestly. Get 11 power here, and then we can like play like Devil Dino, She-Hulk, and X, I guess. Looks like they're playing like a death deck. So we could be leeching like their it's kind of scary because we could be leeching their red skull. But that's fine. Taskmaster. Yeah, we still get over the Taskmaster here, or we get just equal to it. That's a little scary, but we have like double Dino here, so we should be fine. That should be more than enough. I'm not even gonna count it. But these are gonna be, this is 11 and this is 9. So 21 here and 14 here should be enough. Yeah. Maps, yeah, quick maps. I don't know, I've gotten better at the Dino math. Ebony is not enough. It's funny, I feel like I'm worse with the Dino math when the Dino has like 3 power than I am when it has like 5. Yeah. It's also easier when you're not playing cards that return cards to your hand. I feel like if you're playing cards that return your cards to your hand, then you get kind of confused. But when you just play it out and the cards left in your hand, it's pretty easy. I'm sad Cash did stop queuing into us, but I guess he knows we have Leech, so probably trying to dodge us. Okay, yeah, so now we're in the situation where I'll just hold for the lockjaw. We might play Reality if we have multiple unsafe lockjaw locations. But... Yeah, Collins does a lot more rank farming. Okay, since this is safe for lockjaw, I'm gonna play this over here. We'll get to see the cool lockjaw interaction in Death's Domain, which is nice, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, Code Deco is 800 plus, but Code Deco is also 2 people who like alternate, right? So they're able to like outpace everybody. But yeah, uh, both of them like use a lot more like of the climbing strategies. I mean they're both like really good, by the way. Like they cream everybody that they play, even the bots. But they run much more bot oriented decks, right? That aim to get all the 8 cubers, right? So like Patriot or like the ones that surprise the bots at the end of the game. I try and keep my list mostly competitive, even though I have like some experimental stuff like this, right? I could have thought about, I'll probably Reality Stone Sinister this right now, because I want to be able to get big stuff into Death's Domain that they can't get into Death's Domain. And then I'm ordering the stones this way, so that Soulstone I'd rather have pop back out than Space Stone, because multiple Space Stones don't let you take it out from Lockjaw. You still only get to take it out once. So usually you want a Space Stone less. And then Reality Stone is here because I don't really want Sinister London for them. I think it's stronger for them than it is for me. So I'm Reality Stoning there. One thing to think about is whether or not it's worth it to Reality Stone first or not. My gut says yes, but it could be wrong. Alright, yeah, well here it's obviously very, very wrong. Here I got as punished as you could possibly get. I think this is the only location that would have stopped me from rotating through Lockjaw. We can still win though. Actually. Wait, why can't we play? Oh, it's turn 5. Oh wait, no, but this stays anyways. Lumeria could punish us too, yeah. But we can still win because Soulstone, they're gonna have 2 power here, and then we can Mystique the Blue Marvel. And I think we should win left too. So we're actually gonna snap back. I think we deterministically win unless they have a random card that lets them put more power into Death's Domain. But Yeah, they would have to have a random card that lets them get more power. But yeah, I got uber punished there, but it should still be fine. Playing this stone is just one less power on the left, right? So we don't do it. We only get screwed if they have a random card that lets them win Death Domain, which is possible. But I'm saying that we already got unlucky with the Lamentis, so I think they don't have it. Yeah, Moon Girl does not stay in Dust Domain. Moon Girl would stay if it was Luke Spire. No, because Time Stone reads next turn you get one energy, so it wouldn't get the extra one since it's the end of the game before next turn. Yeah. No, yeah, it took me a couple like I didn't realize that at first either, honestly. But I think either way we would have had enough to win the right there. But yeah, people are very good at climbing at Sabbats. Uh, but yeah, I want to keep my list like as people competitive as they can be. Uh, and I don't really care about like climbing super high, but I I did look at the charts, or at least the snap band charts, and I was up there and I was like, oof, I've been playing a lot. But it's fun. It's all about having fun at the end of the day. So okay, they got our power stone. Sub for Bass. Bass might not even be good in this deck. Uh, you could probably sub it for like anything that you don't mind getting negatived. Um, so Gordo, I could look to see the previous months, but this month I've definitely done like almost as much as I've played this game combined. So like last time I looked just Thanos, I was over 600 games. And I don't know about other decks. I can take a look real quick after this. But yeah, sub for Bass, anything you don't mind getting negatived, honestly. It doesn't even have to be another low cost card. Uh, I'll wait a turn so that I can buff up my stones. No, I'm never playing Apocalypse. Uh, what's something that's good and negative? Or you could just play something that's good in Thanos. Like you could play Shang-Chi maybe. That would probably be pretty good. Shang-Chi might even just be better in general. Loki, you could play Arrow. Arrow still, it might just be better. This is just kind of me experimenting, because like if this deck can consistently beat the bots, that means it has some merit, right? Uh, then after I could test versus people. Kind of sucks here that nothing's revealing for Time Stone, but maybe we draw a 6 cost next turn. You were 1,000 previous month, 600 this month. Yeah, I definitely was never over multiple hundred before. Like usually I thought I did like a couple hundred each month. Um, but yeah, I just loved Thanos so much this month. All right, let's see. Okay, so in total I've played 5K games, and this month I've played almost 1,300. So I probably hit like 600 each month, it looks like. And I probably just doubled it this month. If I was to estimate, right, if those 3,500 games were split evenly over like 5 months, right? That's what, like 700 games a month, give or take. Yeah, so I probably played, yeah, similar to you. And then this month I have like 1,300, so like double that. We're gonna move this here and play probably Blue Marvel. Play Thanos too. We need 2 stones for Thanos though, which is kind of a lot. But Thanos is also just big. I'll play Blue Marvel because I think then we get ahead in every lane. Might not be ahead on the left. It'll be closer. Yeah, I'm actually surprised looking at it because before I feel like I didn't play nearly as much. This month I know I had a couple sessions where I went like uh multiple hours at the time, but previous months I didn't think I did. I was more spread out. Um, but yeah, I think this month most of my games are within like I mean I guess climbing to infinite I didn't even play that many games, right? I think it took me 100. Wait, I wrote it down. It took me 167 games. Yeah, it took me no 212 games this month to hit infinite. Um, okay, how do I win this? What did they discard? What do they have left in their hand? Probably Travis. Can I beat a Travis? I don't think I can beat a Travis. Yeah, because I can't play two cards. I was kind of hoping to draw the Mystique there, then maybe I could beat it. Alright, let's switch to a slightly more competitive list. We're gonna go off of Thanos for a little bit and try this deck. Yeah, let's try this deck. This is a Dino Hawk list that I've been playing a lot, and it's been doing pretty well. Uh, yeah, just change it up for a few minutes, and then we'll probably end with the Thanos in like a couple hours or an hour or so. And I'll try and squeeze something else in there. But yeah. So yeah, yeah. I won't give yeah. So yeah, it took me 212 to hit infinite, and majority of those were players. I believe I stopped seeing players like around rank like 120 or 130. And then it was like 50%, and then once I got like over like 250, it was like this where it's like not that many, except around reset time. Um, yeah, I think they need to close out the MMR bans. Anyone who was in Dara's like in Tien's stream yesterday, do you remember when he said that the bans limit you within 30 ranks? Did that include above infinite or was that only below infinite? Does anyone remember? I might just give them a ton of rocks. Seems pretty good. And then I can just play double Darkhawk. Because yeah, if any of you aren't in it, like Dara had a stream with one of the second dinner data scientists or data scientist and programmer, and he said that part of the matchmaking, uh, you won't face infinite players if you're below rank 70. Like there's like a cap for like what rank the player can be, and it's 30 ranks. And I wasn't sure if he meant only 30 ranks below infinite, or if that was above infinite too. Because then that would actually explain a lot. uh, yeah, that's not necessarily an MMR ban. That's like a matchmaking rank uh, thing, right? Yeah, I shouldn't have said MMR ban. Um, that's like a hard cap on the ranks. Yeah, below 70 doesn't face infinite, and below 90, like players below 60 don't face above 90, etc. Yeah, they run hazmat. Interesting. Hmm. They have 12 cards, so we just Darkhawk into Mystique Darkhawk. But yeah, I wasn't sure. Like yeah, I don't remember if he specified above infinite if there was such a rule. like a hard enforced rule. But I'm pretty sure he meant below. Oh, Douglas. Okay. We had to test this deck against a real person, which is nice. Oh, Elysium is really good. I have no idea what they're playing though. It's not Thanos though, which is nice. Will Quinjet and the Unknown. I'm gonna hold the armor for now. Maybe they're playing a death deck. Okay, it looks like they're also playing Dino. I think last time I played them, they were playing Dino. Um, we should be able to get over the top of just regular Dino. Okay, we got a second Moon Girl. They could have also got our Moon Girl. Uh, or they could have got our armor or White Queen. Did he actually say there's no such thing as cheating bots? Does he? He must not work on the bots then, because that's. Or you know what? He also might have thought when someone said cheating that they actually like create cards or something in their hand. I think the real question would be asked: Can do the bots see your plays first, right? Like maybe he doesn't realize that's what we mean by cheating bots, because the bots definitely see your plays before they make theirs. And I don't think there's anything anyone could convince me otherwise. Like if you ask any high MMR player, uh, KM Best, Code Deco, Educated Collins, they're all gonna agree with me. All right, we don't have the main issue here is we don't have like any of our payoffs. Uh, so we could White Queen here and hope that we steal like their Dino, and then double it with their Moon Girl. Um, or we can try and just hold another turn. I think we have a good chance of stealing Dino, so I'll do this. We could also Moon Girl first, just so we still draw. Yeah, actually, let's Moon Girl first. So we still get the draw off, and we're just trying to get ahead. Right, because we'll have 5 cards. Then, yeah. I guess we'd have 6 cards the other way, but I kind of want the hand space, especially because we have a second Moon Girl. Yeah, they're just trying to get ahead here as well. Um, but we have the Mystique, so I prefer to have that. Okay, they also don't have any good payoffs. They just have the Sean in hand, which is good for us. Alright, we could just arrow here maybe. I could also just Moon Girl again. Just infinitely Moon Girl this Moon Girl. No, it's not worth it because I need to draw something else, right? So we're probably literally just arrowing somewhere to fill up a lane. Since we know their biggest thing is Sean, I mean they could have drawn something bigger, but we're actually gonna arrow left just to cap them. Yeah, thank you for the follow, Leons. I don't know if I just repeated myself, but I was trying to think through the play. I think they might just play into negative zone if they don't have anything big, or they're gonna skip. Okay. Oh, my hand is so bad. Alright, they can't access here, but they could access middle, so I might put some pressure on the middle. The main thing is I just don't want to completely fill my hand. So we might just Mystique. Honestly, just middle. Just force them to play something middle on the last turn. I could also Sean. But I kind of want to hold the Sean in case they do draw one of their payoffs. It's kind of awkward. We don't have Darkhawk or Devil Dino. But I'm doing this just so they can't. Maybe they probably don't have Professor X though, right? But I need to play something. And I'd rather play a Mystique. The question is just where, right? If they have Professor X, they can get me, sure. I'll just play here. But I want Prio too. So yeah, I'm gonna do this just so I have a chance to get Prio. It's kind of awkward. Not having Dino or Darkhawk here is really awkward. Even Agent Coulson could have given us an out. just by giving us something to play. Yeah, they're snapping us, so they probably have something. So we're leaving. If you don't have your win conditions, your opponent snaps you, especially this late in the game, you should probably leave. Because I can't even really follow up anything crazy. Especially if they had like Hobgoblin or something. I don't know what's in their deck, right? Okay, we gotta play them again. Yeah, already this hand looks so much better, right? I have Darkhawk. If they play into Vibranium Mines, it's really good for us. Coulson can give you like more rock sides, Darkhawk, or even dinos. Kind of need to get ahead in Kiln, so we're probably gonna Darkhawk there. And make it a 2-lane game, which we can just win with Arrow, right? Could think about playing Zabu. This is just more power into Kiln, which I prefer. Like, I want to win Kiln. I think winning Kiln here is winning the game with Arrow in hand. I'm gonna snap here, because our Darkhawk should be bigger than anything they can put there. Professor X is useless for us, but it's fine. Yeah, so we just get something bigger. They could have got our X or Arrow, which is kind of scary, because right there they have Daredevil here. We have Prio though, so... Although Prio doesn't really matter here. I kind of want to Mystique the Darkhawk, right? So I'm going to play here, because then they can't X us here, right? And if they play into Vibranium Mines, they just lose, right? To like our Darkhawks. And it also can't be destroyed, right? I could think about playing Zabu on the other side. Maybe I do play Zabu on the other side and just try and bait him into Professor Xing there. That could be the move. I do want to draw the Rock Slide though, so I probably don't do that actually. But then it's also more space. So actually, yeah, I think I still do this. And then I think we should be fine. I think we win here. If he arrows us left, I'm still pretty happy. We might even just Profx Vibranium Mines if they arrow us left. So they can't destroy our Darkhawk. But if they run Enchantress, that's worse. So it's possible that yeah, they're gonna Profx there, I assume. And if Profx there, they also pump our Dino. Oh, they Spider-Man. That's basically the same thing. And they also pump our Hawk, which is really good, right? Now we just play this. It's just a bunch of stats. So even if they have Mystique for or Enchantress for our Mystique, we should still get over the top there. And then these pump a lot, right? So yeah, we just always win here. I'm surprised they actually stay. Yeah, Sean doesn't do anything because it's Wakanda. I'm guessing they just didn't realize that. But even if it wasn't Wakanda, we'd still just win with the 2/6 drops, the 2/6 power units, right? We'd be up 8 to their 5. So yeah, I don't know why they stayed there. I guess they were just counting. No, actually, they probably just didn't realize that that was Wakanda, which is pretty bad if they didn't actually realize that. We're gonna Korg here first over Quinjet. It just gives them more chance to draw the rock. That's really the whole reason. Thank you, AF1NC. Thank you for the follow. Limbo is actually really good here because then it's not as much of a coin flip with the New York. And then we have Moon Girl, Arrow, and Double Dino, so we probably snap here. It's a very strong hand. We're gonna have double Arrow and double Dino. And they're all gonna be really cheap with Quinjet. So. And we know he runs Sean now, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Mindscape is kind of bad for us. So we probably don't Moon Girl here. So we don't give him like a big hand, right, for his Dino deck. Yeah, because we wouldn't even be able to play the second Dino, right? So we probably just play the Dino out or the Arrow out, and yeah. If it's Mindscape, right, you want to try it. Yeah, so he's taking our Dino Arrow, which is actually really good for us, right? Because we're gonna get his hand back. Um, right now, oh, it kind of sucks that the Mystique is here, but because we're gonna give the Mystique, so if he took our Dino, it's really strong for him. So we might actually, yeah, the Mindscape kind of screwed our plans because we snapped before it. Uh, it's kind of scary because if you run Daredevil, you probably run Profix too. I don't really have a way to play around that. Um, so since he has Sean, I just want to play this under here. If he Profix middle or left, I'm fine with it. Uh, I'll just hope that I can, like, then he can't really Mystique, right? So I'll be happy. I'll be fine. I probably don't even leave if they snap here. Yeah, they just play their own Dino. It's kind of scary because we're giving them the Mystique. But maybe they'll give us something good. Okay, they took our Arrow and we have their Shanchi. Also, all of their cards are cheaper, which is really good for us, right? Um, Here we're actually gonna, since we have Prio, or actually moves happen first, so I don't know. I just want to pull them into New York. I feel like it's good to pull them to New York. They might move the Cosmo here, which is kind of scary, but I think I just say I don't really care. I could think about Zabu here, and I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I think I'm doing an Arrow to try and just like fill this up here. Yeah, they're probably gonna Mystique somewhere, and then we can Shang-Chi is. It's kind of scary if they can turn off Limbo, like if they just drew a Scarlet Witch, but I think otherwise I'm staying. The Shang-Chi is really good here, right? And we can still draw a Darkhawk. And we'll be able to refill our hand with Sentinel and Moon Girl, so I think we're in a strong spot. The main thing is we just need to be able to get off this Shang-Chi. Okay, is that something they're gonna use to turn off the Limbo? Kind of unlucky to not pull the Mystique, but I think we pulled, I guess, an Armor. Yeah. But also their hand is really small, right? But they're probably gonna make it bigger with okay, I have to think about this, right? They're probably gonna make it bigger with the Moon Girl that I gave them, right? So we're probably gonna Sean. He knows we have Sean though, which is a little bit scary. But I think we just say, I don't care. And just do something like this. We're giving up this side. And we're just gonna try and just flood the board a little bit. If he keeps his hand small, then we should be able to win with the Lizard. They might just Arrow right here, right? Because they have our Arrow. But we filled both sides, so we still get the Sean off. So we'll play it out for 8 cubes. I don't play people that much, so we'll pump. This might be a pump. They had a really strong play with the Mystique, but I think we can Sean it, and hopefully this will be big enough to win, right? I'm completely giving up here, but they don't know that, so they might just Moon Girl. Yeah, so they Arrow to try and stay under the Shang-Chi, but we tie, and we should win the tiebreaker. Yeah. Classic Dino versus Dino gameplay. This is actually kind of fun. I have not done like these kinds of games in a long time. But yeah. So that they knew we had the Shang-Chi, so we played around like them knowing that, right? So it's just knowing. Yeah, that was very interesting because we both knew each other's cards, right? So yeah, we gotta keep playing this matchup, which is fun. I think our deck's favored because we have the Darkhawk, but yeah, thank you, F1. That was a very fun game. Okay, they run Iceman. That's kind of oh, that's really bad because it hit our double dino, but the Moon Girl should still give us a cheap double dino. Bar of no name is also kind of annoying. It's been 84 years, yeah. I could think about holding the Korg so I can try and get into Morag more easily. But I kind of just like bricking their draw more. I was kind of hoping that would be Storm. Yeah, we're kind of in an awkward spot here because we don't really want to fill up here, but we can't play into bar and there's Morag. Why would you snap here? I don't know. I feel like our hand's good enough. It's just we're kind of awkward getting to Morag, but Coulson with the Quinjet is really good. Okay, they're snapping because they think they can hit us into bar of no name. But they hit us into Morag, which is terrible for them because they also opened up our spot, so we're gonna snap back. And we might even just arrow them into bar here. But I could think about arrow next turn, but they might expect that. The thing is, like, arrowing them to bar here, actually no, arrowing them to bar here is bad because arrow's probably bigger than whatever they play, right? I can play this here for just the extra dino, or I can rock slide. I kind of like just getting the extra dino and then arrowing the middle on the last turn, since we should then be ahead in 2 lanes. Okay, they're gonna take our 6 cost dino. I don't really care because it costs 6. If we do this, we should be ahead here and Morag. And then we can just arrow them mid. And even if we lose bar of no name, right, because if they try and Sean us, we still win the other 2. They could just Shang-Chi us right now. That would be kind of scary. Okay, that doesn't do it. Wait, now they have to play... Now if I pass, they lose, right? Because they would have to play into bar. Yeah, so they're gonna leave. Because they would have to play into bar in order to get into Morag. They could rock into bar, yeah. But I guess they didn't have it because they left. But either way, I would have just arrowed there, right? So it doesn't matter. Yeah, they could have corked in the rock. Yep, that's true. But I wouldn't have passed. I was just saying that normally, yeah. I still would have played just in case, because they could also hood or something, right? It kind of sucks because I wanted to Zabu here, but you need to pass, right? Because they have armor, and they could just win this with just an armor. Although they used my armor, I think, last game, but still. Okay, they played Cosmo. Cosmo is actually great for us because it protects our Darkhawk. Might just snap this, honestly. That's a really weak play. I'm just thinking about if I should Moon Girl, Rock Slide, or Darkhawk here. I'm leaning toward Moon Girl or Rock Slide because then we can get just multiple Darkhawks or bigger Darkhawks. It's just, yeah, which one do I do, right? This can get me like multiple Mystiques on the last turn, or Mystique and Rock Slides. So I kind of like just Moon Girling. I think this is also a snap. It's really hard for dinos to get over the Darkhawks a lot of the time. Because I'll have like 3 of them, right? So yeah, and they're not even playing anything. And also they're all going to be really cheap. Look at this, 2 cost, 2 cost, because of the Quinjet. But a lot of it will get to be hidden too, which is really nice. Like I'll get to go like Darkhawk here. I could Darkhawk or Rock Slide here. I kind of want to brick more of their draws, so I'm probably going to Rock Slide here, even though it caps out here. but I think I just have so much power everywhere else. I could think, okay, this is actually a thinking play, right? Because I could be afraid the Darkhawks are going to give me priority on the last turn, and that could get messed up by Sean, but I think we'll just play around Sean a different way. And then we only kind of get screwed if he plays exactly Dino here, but I feel like he's more inclined to Dino middle next turn. So we'll do this. Yeah, so they need to invest a lot of power here, right? They need to invest 7 power. They hit the Mystique, which is kind of annoying, but I don't really care. This is a 4 power card, right? So this is probably Sean. So we just need to play around that being Sean and just do this, right? Like they probably think that we're in a Darkhawk under there. And I don't think it's possible for them to put 7 power here and enough power here. I mean, this could also be White Queen, right? And then we'd be tied here. I think it's really hard for them to put 7 here and something else here. This is kind of close, but I think this is the best play. It might not even be Darkhawk. It could be White Queen over it. It's kind of hard because it's Dark Dimension. So I'm just going to go with my first play, first intuition for play, which is just keep this protected. Which looks like is right because they didn't even go for the left. It looks like they just shoned under Dark Dimension. Or not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what this person's doing. This is another high infinite player. And last game they were playing really well, I think. But the 2 other ones, I don't know what they're doing. They must have some different read than what I have. Or they're just trying to complete quest, which is possible too. They just don't care. Well, I'm thinking through right all these plays. But I think like the Dino kind of like style decks, I think it's very good to learn like planning out your turns. Like so it's a deck that everyone should have played, like maybe not the Darkhawk version obviously, but everyone when they're climate like going up from like pool 2, like you should make sure you play this deck a decent amount because it's very good to plan out your turns. Like it's good practice for a lot of the later on decks. This is probably another game where we just rock slide the bar. I'm gonna armor Washington DC. We gave them a free rock, so that could potentially lead to a lot of DC power. Well, okay, now I want now I wish I played on Asgard, but that's fine. Yeah, we might swap over to a Dino game plan now, but we'll see what we get from Coulson. But yeah, Darkhawk is really good at winning Asgard, so we could just Darkhawk into Dino into something else on the last turn. Oh, we got 2 Dino. Yeah, we're this is definitely a Dino game. We're gonna have a full hand and just 2 Dinos. We might Mystique instead. Yeah. I was just looking at my deck to see if Jubilee was ever a thought, but only good hits are White Queen and Arrow. Yeah, so I could think about Mystique here and then like Rock Sliding here on the last turn. That might be more power than Dino and then Dino here. Because that's what, 8 rocks, which is 16 power on each Darkhawk. Versus these are just each 17 power. The benefit is that I most likely win the bar Sinister, right? I could also just Dino into Arrow, which is probably the play. Just Arrow somewhere else. Probably just Arrow bar Sinister. Yeah, because they have 1 card left in their hand. The downside is that Asgard is really small. Also, they played into Asgard, so we probably just do this, honestly. Just this wins it, right? They probably leave, but this wins us right, and then we're really far ahead middle. They have one card, so they can either play into Bar Sinister or Washington, D.C. If I realized they were so low on cards, I could have thought about playing the Dark Hawk and over the Dino, because that was, in hindsight, better. But I think at the time, since I didn't think they were going to fill up Asgard, I think it was the right play to double Dino. Kind of sad I lost Douglas. I guess we just beat him too many times in a row. Right? Did we lose any games? Or did we retreat one from him? I forget. I think we retreated one, I thought. Yeah, we retreated like the one where we had like all those Mystiques and Moon Girls with the Elysium. I remember, yeah. We gave him one cube. Or two. I think we gave him two. Yo, thank you for the follow, Michelson. Another Mindscape game. Yeah, Mindscape is one of the worst things to have, like worst locations for the Dino deck, right? Because your opponent can just empty their hand and your Dino's tiny. And I guess even just Dark Hawk, it's kind of bad because they probably just have rocks. Just somewhat compete for middle, force them to pass. Right, like I don't really want to get two dinos because then they get my second dino. So one thing I could think about, this is a very unusual play, but it could just be Quinjet Mystique so that I get a 2-mana Iron, 3-mana Iron Man and a 2-mana Shauna for next turn, just so I can try and empty my hand. I could also just Shauna this turn and Dino next turn so that they don't have a Dino. Shauna might, like, right, it's gonna get the Atlantis buff and stuff. It might give us priority unless they play something big in Atlantis and we get a small thing mid. Yeah, we'll Shauna. So we don't give them a Dino for free. It looks like they're playing a negative deck, which means Jubilee is scary because it's probably pulling their Dino, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I could also play Quinjet here on the idea that their cards are going to be better, right, than mine. I could do this, theoretically, and just say, like, I'm going to play all of their cards. That's one option. I could also just do this in Darkhawk. But Darkhawk's going to be pretty small. So it's probably just Dino and try and compete with their Dino since we're already ahead here and here. They have 6 cards in hand, so it's kind of hard for them to completely empty it. They could have like an Iron Man in hand too, which would be nice. But yeah, it's going to be kind of hard depending on what they play here. Okay, they play White Tiger. Oh, so they get Prio too. Scary, scary stuff. Yeah, since the White Tiger is bigger than our Yondu here, because of Wakandan Embassy, this is probably a retreat. Because wherever we play, they're probably just going to stick our Iron Man there. Even Darkhawk would beat us here. So yeah, we retreat. Yeah, Mindscape kind of wrecked us there. Alright, I'll play one more game of this deck and then go to Thanos. second, I'm just gonna drink. Punished for not following rule number 1, but it's fine. Oh, well, rewarded for playing in the unknown location. This feels bad because we're gonna fill our hand, but we have Dino already and Mystique, so I'm pretty happy. And we have this in Sanctorum. It looks like they're a move deck, and move decks can't move right, with an unplayable location. Playing any of these are not that good, so we probably just White Queen. We could Crystal middle so that we go back down to 3 cards. But yeah, it's gonna be Dino into Mystique. Maybe Armor or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna play it over here, honestly. Since we're already ahead middle. Big Vulture. Even if they Heimdall the Vulture here, it's 12 power, so they'd be at 25. So this would just win. If for some reason they're running Shang-Chi and their move deck, I'm doing this. Oh, Armor. They got a Crystal too. Wait. Do move decks run Crystal? My Crystal was randomly generated. Oh, it was pulled from our White Queen. Is this why Crystal's win rate is so low? Because the bots use them? Is this a bot? I've never seen a bot use Crystal in their move deck. That's really weird. Okay, we're gonna switch to here. Let me swap this. So at Twitter. Oh, sorry, I don't have a Twitter just yet. I will have that set up soon, and then I'll have a Twitter command as well. I was actually trying to set up one today, and every time I tried to submit an account, it gave me like you had an error. Please try again. So I don't know if that means I already had a Twitter set up. So I need to go see if there's one linked to my phone already. But yeah, I want to set one up, and I'll put up all my infinite decks on there once I do. Do I have a good Galactus deck? I have a couple, yeah, I can show you. I was playing it earlier in the stream, but this one with I think it's Cloak instead of Daredevil is supposedly the highest win rate Galactus that there is, and the top 50% of MMR. So yeah, there's this one. Um, and I was playing it earlier today, and it's pretty solid. This one's really good. Another one I would recommend would be this one. This one's pretty good at winning even if you don't draw Galactus. That's why I like this one. Because you have things like Sunspot and Maximus to just it can just win you the game. Like if you get a really good Doc Ock and Leech off, even a Sean can win you. But yeah, those would be the two I recommend. I played a bunch of the version with like Yellow Jacket and Adam Warlock, and I think those are significantly worse. So, but yeah, I think the biggest thing is you just need Electro, Doc Ock, Null, and Galactus and Chavez too, and Death, right? Um, so like kind of the top end is always the same, I think. Like these 5 cards. You could get away with not having null if you have Spider-Man, but I think you'll win less cubes. But it will still be a good deck. Since we're talking about Galactus, do you guys we can do a Galactus Thanos deck. I think Travis is too important so that you get your Galactus before turn 6. So that's why you always run Travis. Uh, and it's not just Galactus, also getting your ramp too, right? You don't want to draw like Wave or Electron last turn. Like sure, sometimes you block your Null or Death, but I think most of your cards aren't Null or Death, right? And most of your cards you want before turn 6, especially that Galactus. It also helps you plan a little bit better, because with that deck you have to try and retreat a lot, right? Uh, yeah, Galactus is I believe the developer said is one of the decks that has a negative win rate, but a significantly higher cube rate. Okay, since we're talking about Galactus and I started switching to Thanos, let's do a Thanos Galactus list. I will take out the Electro though. I wasn't liking the Electro last time I was playing. I still like the Lockjaw more. And I like Doc Ock because I just like Doc Art, but that might not be optimal. Let's play this a little bit. Yeah, those would be what I recommend. I'll set up the Twitter soon. I was actually trying that today. I just couldn't. It wouldn't let me do it. Um, and then also tomorrow, I believe I should get a new microphone so my voice won't sound terrible. Because I cringe when I watch some of the VODs and listen to myself. Uh, I'm just gonna play Space Stone for draw here. Because like my voice is not the best. Yo, thank you for the follow, Infamous Wolf. Oh, we got Rocket Raccoon. Sad. Don't want to play this yet because it's just too important to have the time stone for the potential Galactus. What I like about this deck too is you're not too reliant on the Galactus plan. You can also just win with the like wave combo. If you get your Killmonger off on all your stones, you can like Death Wave and Arrow, which is why Arrow is in here. All right, this is getting too boomer for me now. Now that we're playing a non-boomer deck. Before we were playing the boomer Dino, right? So the boomer songs are fine, but let's go to yeah, sure. This playlist is fine. Oh, and I just accidentally grabbed my OBS thing somehow. I don't even know how. It wasn't even on my screen, so hopefully I didn't misalign it too badly. Oh, I did misalign it. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. I just misaligned my OBS because it was like right by my Spotify window. But yeah, I'm time stoning this turn because I don't have Galactus already, and I might be able to win with just like a good Doc Ock. Right, because, oh, especially now, right? I'm going to get Doc Ock on both locations, so I should be able to deterministically win over the next 2 turns. They do get 1 free slot, which is kind of annoying, but Doc Ock's also just huge, right? And it blocks their Sinister London. So yeah, now I just win. They also get the Collapse Mine, but I really don't care. Yeah, since it's a bot, they're snapping us back, but that's fine. So we're playing 2 things over the next turn, right? Just gonna play the Death. Kinda wanna force the Death into the big house. So we'll do that. Yeah, probably Death into She-Hulk. Also, I want to find space for Chavez in this deck. I'm just not sure exactly what's replaceable. Like every card seems like too important. because I'm trying to fit both the Thanos and the Galactus game plan, but it's possible maybe the cut's just Doc Ock for Travis. Yeah, I don't know how they beat this. Like a Heimdall, but none of these get buffed if they shift over. Yeah. Yeah, it might be Chavez over Doc Ock. Because the issue here is, right, without Electro, we're never getting a Doc Ock before we Galactus. Because, right, unless we get help from locations. Because generally we want a Time Stone on 4 into Galactus on 5. Alright, this is not a draw stone, so there's no reason to play it early. We have like our Death Wave plan in our hand, so this could just be a Death Wave game. I'm already thinking that. I'm gonna hold Power Stone even more. There's no reason to play it. I don't have any other cheap cost cards. I got a little bit punished, but District X sucks. Yeah, if I play Power Stone, I can still play She-Hulk for 4 here, so play this out. Play this out here. Ongoing doesn't matter because now District X got rid of all our stones, but it gives us 50-50 for Prio either way. I like playing She-Hulk here. We might Doc Ock them into Necrosha. Depending on what card they play next, we might not. Because it might be a... Oh, it's blue! Oh, this is a real person. I thought this was a bot. Okay, real person alert, guys. Oh, Wong onto Onslaught Citadel is very scary. We might just Doc Ock them onto the Wong. Is this a random Wong? Alright, they have Wong onto Onslaught Citadel, so we're gonna leave. We don't have any way to counter it because our deck is random. If this was a bot, I might consider staying, but blue is a person, so I'm not giving them a ton of cubes because I have no idea what they're playing. But I assume if you're running Wong in your deck and you play it on Onslaught Citadel, like you guys should always be leaving those games. Yeah, and that's why Wong's not strong because it's very telegraphed. And even if I did have a counter, then I could just snap back and I could do my counter, right? I could Arrow or Cosmo or something, right? But they also had Prio, which is probably why they snapped. But yeah, when people say Wong is OP, you just leave if they play the Wong and you don't have a way to counter it, and your hand also sucks. Like yeah. Yeah, I guess. Like I'll stay in if they don't snap for fun, even if I think I'm gonna lose. But if they're snapping me, like I'd rather just leave. Yeah, I'd rather just play like how I would when like even if I was like below infinite. One, so the people that watch me know when they should leave games, and two, so I don't just become worse at snapping and retreating. Um, because yeah, I feel like I don't want to get into the habit of staying in games that I shouldn't be staying in. Because then I'm just gonna become worse at the game. But yeah, there's some merit, right? But like I think I want to like if I was just going for a pure like fun kind of style of stream, but I feel like my stream generally is more geared to learning. Uh, and even if we play fun decks, so I would rather play well if it was in the other format. What do you mean other format? Um, like battle mode? I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I'm looking forward to if they make like a battle mode ladder, because then that forces you to definitely retreat properly. Yeah, but yeah, I just want to play correctly. Uh, yeah. But if they didn't snap me, I would stay for sure. Okay, I think I'll just destroy stuff. Pumps up my null a bit. It's kind of scary with their zoo deck to have so much stuff. I'm gonna rotate it. Maybe there's something good in our deck. Ebony Ma is bad, but still a lot of power there, so. Mm. This is a questionable stay, but they only have one card in hand. If these both go into District X, like they can only play one card. Yeah, exactly, Dandy, yeah. I would love like a battle mode, like, oh, Ronin is really bad because we waived ourselves. Oh my goodness. Yeah, now we leave. I didn't think that they had, like, I was like one random card, like, what could it be? But we just got wrecked by Ronin. I don't think there's any card that saves us here. Oof. We just got clapped. We got clapped by the District X Ronin with a full hand. Yeah, thank you for the follow, Dandy Eddie. But yeah, there's some merit to staying, but I don't know. It's just you net. There's not even a small chance that I was gonna win that game, right? Because it was District X without any of my key cards, and they wonged onto Onslaught's Citadel. So like, I don't think it's fun just getting blown out of a game. This is another thing that I find kind of awkward is the Killmonger and Sunspot. But I think Killmonger is too important to have for your death. And Sunspot does pump up the null a little bit, which is nice. But maybe it could be a cut Sunspot and run like Quinjet instead. This way I can play out the stones and then dump the Quinjet with the Killmonger. Right now we don't really have. Right now it might just be like a Sunspot Soak and we're trying to win Baxter and then win another location with Thanos. Might not play the Killmonger. Mind Stone's really good here, but it's not much power, so I'll just play it on Danger Room. Could even theoretically Killmonger here just to pump the null, but then I don't get the Sunspot bonus. Not having Doc is, or having Doc is kind of awkward too. Okay, we also have an active Thanos, so we should actually be winning this game. Right, we just play out all our stones here, and then we have an active Thanos for a different location, and a pretty pumped up Sunspot. So unless they run Killmonger, we should win. And I don't want to play Thanos into Danger Room, so that's why I just filled up the Danger Room. They do have, what, a 12 power Apocalypse, which is kind of scary. 12 power is not enough there, though, right? If they have Null, or no, if they have Dracula, they could pump it high enough that it would beat me. We're gonna go up to 14, 15 here. So they would be exactly 15. So we would still beat the Dracula, unless they had Dracula and something else. Yeah, but I think they're on Chavez in this deck, so I think Thanos here just wins. Yeah, Yondu is good for null. Yondu could be the replacement for Sunspot. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. Oh, hi, Black Claws. Yep. Yeah, this is a fun deck. I don't think it's super competitive, but it's pretty fun. It's very fun, actually. I feel like they changed the bot AI a little bit. That's not the play I was expecting. Usually they will pump, unless they don't see Thanos' bonus power, usually they would pump the winning lane. They wouldn't play it into a losing lane. So they definitely made them a little bit different. Yeah. Yondu could be a good replacement for Sunspot. You could run different things. You could run Psylocke potentially if you wanted an extra way to pump out the Galactus. But I think just the wave is good enough because you like the idea here is that you don't want to go too all in on the Galactus, right? It's not a very reliable plan to use all the time. Ideally, hopefully we can play Galactus here. Favorite card combo versus an opponent? That's an interesting question. This is very awkward because I can't wave into Galactus anywhere. So we're definitely not going that route. We're just gonna go Lockjaw, Death She-Hulk route, and we'll probably rotate Killmonger and then wave, and hopefully we'll get enough to do something. Favorite card combo is interesting. Hmm. That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, Leeching Modok. Leeching Modok is good. I have to think about that. I actually don't know. That is funny. I have no response at all for that. Like I like the new. I don't know. It's probably Doc Ock, honestly. Just like anything with Doc Ock. Just Doc Ock and locking them out of a lane and having Doc Ock win that lane. Alright. I actually don't mind killing my Sunspot because I need more death procs. Okay, getting Thanos is really good here. Probably just do this. And this should be enough to win just with She-Hulk. Or it's probably just death and something else. So maybe we can afford to play these, right? Like we're probably gonna get another big thing if we rotate some of the stones. Oh, but we can't really rotate multiple stones. Yeah, just in case we don't get another big thing, we're just gonna wave. It's not really a combo, but just Doc Ock. That would be my answer. I can also go. Actually, no, I can't go any other combo. They're just lock drawing too. Okay, so now I just get ahead on two different lanes, right? They don't have a hammer. It's a snap. They can only play one card, right? I like I also like the oh, you know what I like? Probably one of my favorites is like going Thor's hammer into the lockjaw and then going like Wasp after and re-pulling the hammer so you just get a massive Thor. That's pretty satisfying. I like that deck a lot. Which is probably also why I like Thanos. If something went wrong, I guess I can't open that cache. Okay, there you go, 100 credits. That's pretty good. But yeah. Yeah, that would be up there. Although I do wish the Mjolnir animation was a little bit faster sometimes, especially if it's on like Sinister London or Bar Sinister. But especially if multiple Thors. Yeah. But I think it's a really fun card. Okay, this is a really good. This might be a Galactus game here actually. No reason to play the Power Stone just yet. We'll probably just play the Power Stone to pump the null. Yeah. I will say I'll always have a special place for playing Destroyer into an opposing leader, like the old leader. Like that's probably my favorite combo that like between me and my opponent's card. Uh yes, I playing Thanos on 5 no matter what, so might as well play out Time Stone. Uh, but yeah, that was always really satisfying for me. Like when I played in the first time I hit Infinite, which was December, um, I played majority ongoing destroyer and like the leader meta. This was like the leader leech meta, and the amount of times I'm telling you that they leadered me and I destroyed not on my Cosmo, but just somewhere random. Like I felt like when I was climbing there, I felt like so many times that it was correct not to destroy on my Cosmo that like and just wipe their board. Like it was correct so many times. It was actually kind of shocking. Okay, we're gonna play out the She-Hulk just for the power for our null. Like there's no reason not to. And just play this too. Give us the flexibility to play into Murder World or Elysium with the Galactus. But yeah, like yeah, I don't think there was anything as satisfying to do versus leader as just wiping their board of destroyer. Okay, they armored us in Murder World. That's fine. C3, that's interesting. One thing we'll have to be careful of is that C3 might have a Juggernaut, but I think we're still in a reasonable spot to try and win, even if they have the Juggernaut. It's kind of scary if they magic here too, but they can't magic. Actually, they could magic this turn because of Elysium, but looks like they decided not to. Just playing the Killmonger to pump up the Null a little bit more. Null's gonna gain a lot of power here because I could not play Soulstone so that it pumps up the Null even more. The way that yeah, actually we're not playing the Soulstone here. The way that Null works is that Null gets the current power of everything on the board. So even though the base power of these are like 3, it's gonna get the full 5. Um, it's just the way the card works. Yeah, we could lose to a Juggernaut here, potentially. Or a Cosmo. We still have a good chance to win because Soulstone's gonna deny them power mid. And then we're just gonna be really far ahead here. Right. Theoretically, they might be able to outpower us here. Good thing about Soulstone here, but I don't really have follow-up. Soulstone here is really good because it's doubled. So we should still be fine. Unless I'm just missing completely a card. That's a little bit scary because it hit Xandar. So they hit the Scarlet Witch into the Xandar, which gave them +1, and then the Soul Stone reduced it back so that they're all 3, and they got the buffs on everything. I mean, there's nothing you can do there. That's funny. Typical Reality Stone. That wasn't even Reality Stone. That was their Scarlet Witch. But I guess it's still reality being disappointing once again. I mean, yeah, I can't see them. Okay, actually, I want to switch. I think my last deck for today is just gonna be the regular Thanos list. Thank you for following Bill's Mafia. I am also a football fan, but probably not a fan of a team that you would like. uh, yeah, we're just gonna play this version. I want to try out Captain Marvel and just see how it is, because I think Captain Marvel is better than Vision versus the bot specifically, but it could be potentially just better in general. Um, I always struggled to find this deck. Okay, here it is. But yeah, I also just want Captain Marvel boosters and obviously Shuri boosters. Okay, it looks like we queued and it didn't tell us. into the Thanos Galactus, but oh, it messed up the tracker too. The tracker is now wrong because it shows that I'm playing the other deck. So I might just close the tracker here because it's wrong. Yeah, we're just gonna close the tracker for this game. Got some Aya Aya music. I want some hype music. We're gonna do these. So there's no direct pity timer in this game. Um, I'll explain in a second. How it works is that everything is in sets. So like in your case, you're talking about like Series 4, right? They're in sets of 40, right? But what that means is that the Series 4 cards, is somewhere in that set of 40. So technically, if you got one Series 4 card at the beginning of the set of 40, the next one could be at the end. So you could have 79 reserves without a Series 4 card. Not you're not guaranteed. You're guaranteed it if you have 79. But that's as unlucky as you. But the thing is, if you did hit that 79, that means your next one is within the next 39. So yeah. I guess we just flip the wave. If we had one more thing that was dead, then I might hold the wave, but it could just be Killmonger here. Yeah, we'll hold the wave. Yeah, variants count as cosmetic. So you get a variant title or avatar, one in every set of 4 as well. Even if you open a Series 5 card, that doesn't count against your Series 4 timer. Okay, we do it this order, so we draw some more stones, and then we're more likely to get good stuff. It doesn't matter if I was to Space Stone, because I could Space Stone here, because these are gonna move out, and Space Stone is based on the location. So if some of these move here, then Space Stone is good to play here, because then I can move them elsewhere. Since I don't have She-Hulk, I'm not gonna float the 2 mana. That's really good because we played the wave. So now our def will be, I think, 1 or 0. Okay, it's 0, yeah. Yeah, and we even pulled the She-Hulk out. Maybe I'll leave this up just for so I can see what they played so far, because I actually don't know. Yeah, so now I can move the Killmonger if I wanted to. I don't think I want to. I think I'm just gonna arrow here and death here. And we should just win the game. Could lose to like a Doom. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't see Gordo's message. So I was playing bot the other day. Turn 6, I have a guaranteed win as the cards are flipping over, and I snap the cube. Just because, yeah, you could, yeah, yeah, because it wouldn't. Oh, but you only won 1 cube, not the 2 cubes? Wait, that's weird. That seems like a bug. Yeah, I think they changed the bots so that if you snap them late, they'll leave a lot more. Like they stay later if you're not snapping them more often, I think. Okay, now I have the right deck. We'll close out the stream with this deck. Yeah. This is almost the best version of Thanos. It's 3 cards off. I would say the best version runs Shang-Chi. What else am I missing? Oh, there's a wave in here. I didn't even know I had wave in here. I'm blanking on the last couple cards. Yeah, yeah, I would have reported that. Yeah, that's really weird. Um, Shang-Chi, Leech. I'm trying to remember what replaces Captain Marvel. And Dino. Yeah. Shang-Chi, Leech, and Dino over Armor, Shuri, and Captain Marvel. I want to save Time Stone for next turn, so that I can Time Stone into either Claw or Captain Marvel. So we're just gonna play Armor here. But yeah, they definitely changed something with the bots and retreating, which is probably why that happened. Okay, they got our Time Stone. That's kind of scary, but they played it this turn, so it's kind of less scary. The hub denying us a card draw is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. We'll survive. I don't know what's in their deck, so I'm just going to protect the two most important stones here. And we might just Marvel there, unless we draw Shuri. Namor? It could just be Arrow here. Pull them onto the Namor. Seems pretty good to me. They might just pass. Oh, they play Colossus, so I can't pull it. That's hilarious. Yeah, but now it's just like Captain Marvel here, and then like something big on the last turn here. If we had Sunspot, I'd probably skip into She-Hulk plus Captain Marvel, but we didn't have Sunspot out. So, yeah, we'll play something big or we'll play Claw. I'll have to think also next turn about their Claw. But it looks like they play it here. Okay. So I just need to put myself in a spot where Captain Marvel can win to move me the game. So here, the issue is, right, if Captain Marvel moves, then I lose middle. So it might just be Claw. What Claw does here, right, is it gives us 13 power in middle. So Captain Marvel has the option to move left or right. But I guess then they could just play something big middle. Something greater than 4 power. Could do this so that I tie. I think the only big thing they have is Destroyer, though. I'll play it out. I'm curious to see what beats me here. I think there might be some combination of cards, but it's difficult. Oh, Iron Man? Is that good enough? Plus Ant-Man? Oh, Iron Man plus exactly Ant-Man. Puts them over my Sunspot by 1. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's exactly the play line, right? That, well, it's a bot, so it knew, but I think versus a person, this would be much harder to read. But yeah, playing something big enough middle while also getting a small thing there. It's difficult, but Iron Man does do it. This is a hand, pretty snappable hand here. I will wait to see if I draw a stone though. Yeah, Mind Stone, yeah, that's a snap. Now we get multiple stones. And we're kind of only messed up if this is also like an unplayable location. which it's not. So now we just gotta shove a bunch of stuff into Lockjaw. One thing to think about here is that we could pull Shuri out. So because we can pull Shuri out, I'm gonna order it like this. I'm gonna put Time Stone in first. I'm gonna put Power Stone second. So if this is Shuri, at least I'll get the Power Stone buff. And then I'll put Soul Stone last, because then we get a Shuri whatever our next play is, which will probably be Captain Marvel because of the extra Time Stone. I'm also putting Time Stone in first because I'd rather have the extra mana if it comes back out, because then I could play a Thanos. Okay, we hit wave, which means we can play Thanos. And yeah, see, we hit Shuri last. So that's why we want to order it in that way, right? Because we could have got punished if we played Power Stone last, or if we played Power Stone first, right? So now we just get a big. I prefer getting a big Captain Marvel because it can move. But it could be right to get a big Thanos. The thing is, yeah, Thanos will already be big if I can draw a Reality Stone. That's the last stone I need besides the Space Stone. So yeah, I'll buff up the Captain Marvel and just put it middle. Red Skull is fine. There's a Sunspot here just so I can soak and then play this here. Captain Marvel will probably only have the decision between two different spots, but I'm pretty okay with that. But yeah, with Shuri and Lockjaw, you have to order it a little bit differently than you would normally. So that's something to keep in mind if you're playing this version of the deck. Yeah, we drew Reality, so we're not gonna get the buff, but I might just soak here. Yeah, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move Soulstone here. I'm gonna full soak the Sunspot, so Captain Marvel can move left or right. Yeah, they leave. Right, because Captain Marvel could win us here if they don't play here. We're already winning middle too, right? If they don't play middle, and then the full soak would have won us right. And we moved the Soulstone, so that it debuffs them a little bit. There's other play lines there too, but I think it's hard to lose from that spot. Like we could have also just played the Thanos, right? And that probably also wins. Thing is, then Captain Marvel can't move, but yeah. That's why I don't really enjoy the Captain Marvel or the Vision in this list, just because your board gets clogged in most games. See, now I wish I had Reality Stone for this. But since we had this, Sinister, normally Sinister is pretty bad with this deck, but I think since we have Shuri, Sinister is actually really good, right? You usually don't want to play any stones though into Sinister. You need Shuri bad. I feel that, yeah. I recently got Shuri, like I think last month, um, when it dropped from Series 5. Ooh, that is very painful. Well, I guess we're not gonna Shuri Captain Marvel. It's gonna be tiny. I'll army here just to protect my stuff. I'm gonna Shuri here next turn, so I don't really want to play any of the negative power stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna rely on the big Shuri. Hopefully we draw She-Hulk so that I can just get a massive soak on the Sinister London. Yeah, Shuri's a really good card. Makes some of the best decks in the game. Rescue. Oh wow, they hit it into the Avengers compound. Okay, we didn't get She-Hulk. So I guess we're just getting a 16 power Captain Marvel. And then probably magnetoing on the last turn. Oh, you got arrow. Oh, you're doing fine, my guy. At least with arrow, you can put it in any deck. Right. I'm sure you're kind of limited to the Shuri decks, especially if you're missing like armor and stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna snap here just because I don't know how Magneto is gonna go. Like, so it's gonna pull this rescue here unless they fill, and then both rescues over here. I just don't know what they're gonna play, if it will be big enough. And I'm saying it's not gonna be bigger than the Magnetos. But we'll see, I guess. It looks like a Sarah deck, so I don't think they have anything bigger than the rescue. Professor X. I think we still... Oh, do we lose because we pull it over? Wow, okay. Alright, I guess I misread the deck. It's a control deck that the bot's running? Or Professor X? So if I just played Thanos, I would have won, because we would have won here. That's interesting. I wonder what they would have done there. Yeah, that's weird. Bots, man. They get smarter every patch. Normally I would play Mindstone on turn 1, but we have Lockjaw. Actually, I still play it. We'll have 3 stones to rotate through. I kind of want to get Space Stone from this. We missed the Space Stone, which kind of sucks. Oh my god, I snapped and then we got Squirrels. Squirrels is like so bad with Thanos, man. It's so annoying. Because if I don't get Space Stone, I can't move the Lockjaw. Just in case this is unplayable, I'm going to put Power Stone there. I'm just going to rotate one thing in case we draw the Space Stone. I think we're still favored. That's kind of annoying, but I think we win because we're going to win the flooding most likely. And then we just get to rotate the Shuri for free, right? Might just pass into She-Hulk after that. Most likely we're winning the flooding here. And then Shuri should win us another lane. And then we'll still have like a giant Magneto to win us. Yeah, Sunspot is insane too, right? Because we're in a pass so that we can She-Hulk. Storm Maximus makes me think it's like a bot control deck. So we're gonna Arrow to protect the She-Hulk. And then probably Soulstone too. And then on the last turn we're gonna Magneto here. Seems good. They're playing some new decks, man. I've never seen this deck from a bot. Maybe it's not a bot. Maybe Leonidas is real. I feel like most players don't have a Golden Swarm though, or a Storm. Like this would mean they play so much Storm in beta. I don't know. I've seen these bots have been doing some very strange stuff today. I'm pretty sure this is a bot, but they've been doing some whack stuff. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it now. I was aiming for 3 hours and we went 3 hours 15. I gotta play all the decks I wanted to play. So yeah, thank you for everyone who stopped by. We're gonna raid somebody. Um, if you didn't already, if you're just like hanging here for the first time, I'm trying to stream every day. Eventually, I'll have like a real schedule where I'm gonna take one day off just to do like stream improvements. But yeah, definitely drop a follow if you haven't already. And then I think we're gonna go over and raid Lambie series, who's probably one of the best, if not the best Thanos player. Uh, yeah, he gives very good insight as well. Yeah, thank you, Wavy. Yeah, definitely join the raid. Say hello to Lambie for me. I'll say hello to. Curious to see what he's playing. All right, have a good night.